Hello everyone and welcome back to the Pinnacle Cup. Don't worry, I will have a partner in crime for this cast coming up in a few minutes time. Just got to figure out some microphone issues before we get started. But I can at least talk you through what we're going to watch today. We have two best of threes to bring you, me, Travis, alongside Hayes, who will be coming to join us in a second. We have got K23 versus Eclot to start us off. And this one's vaguely interesting because K23, we know these guys have been very successful in these Pinnacle events and in the other events that Relog Media have organised in the past, the Winter Series, the Autumn Series, and of course the FunSpark Ulti Series as well, which I believe they won toward the end of last year. So I'm expecting a lot of things from them in this particular tournament, of course. This is their first Swiss matchup. And it should be pretty interesting to see how it goes, because I'm edging toward Eclot actually putting up a pretty decent fight with this one, because they've actually beaten two impressive teams to actually make it in. Firstly, we'll have a quick look at the K23 roster, and you can see that all the names that we know. We've got Fame, Norbert, Exapower as well. Three incredibly talented players. Nilan, and of course X5. I do believe that our famous Steam guard code friend X5. I believe you pronounce it Zagev. Is actually his name, but we usually in the cast we say X5 to make it a little bit clearer for you guys. But
right.
yeah, I should be at the moment pretty interesting that we'll have to see it come through, because the Eclot roster at the moment is actually won a couple of interesting matches recently to get through, and I do believe Mr. Hayes is back in the call, so he's figured out the issues. And Hayes, you're here. Hello.
I am here finally, Trav. We get to communicate with one another, assuming you can hear me.
I can. All good.
Oh, great. There we go. The Lord and Savior. Apologies about that, guys. And I am just so happy to have those issues resolved. And now we can focus on the all-important Counter-Strike Dynamo Eclot, the team we're looking at right now. And boy, have they got their work cut out for them.
They do, yeah, absolutely. I was just about to say that they've actually come through two very interesting matches to get here. They beat the Falcons roster, the ex-LDLC team, of course, now with Kyojin in tow, 16-12. And also they've beaten Savage 2-1, I believe, to qualify for this Swiss stage. So they're actually on pretty decent form. Two teams they've beaten there that, wouldn't necessarily expect them to win, in the end.
Respectable results for sure. Probably means that K23 are going to have to give them a little bit of respect coming into this game, with K23 being such significant favorites. But let's see what maps we're going to have here. Overpass picked up first by K23. Inferno picked up by their opponents. What's the decider?
Oh, okay, so that's actually a pretty good map pool. I don't mind that at all. K23 famously have always been very, very solid on Overpass, so they've been given that opening pick by Eclot. I think it's because they have to get rid of Nuke. It's a map that K23 are good on, and Eclot don't really play that much. So I'm going to see Overpass and Inferno. That's pretty expected. Mirage, if we get there, I feel like Eclot might have a slight chance, but I still feel like this is probably a K23 2-0.
Yeah, the thing about Inferno, you look at the stats of the two teams, they're playing against completely different types of opposition, right? To different levels of opposition. And Inferno is one of those maps that, you can't really take too much information or make any inferences based off the stats. But, you look at Overpass, it's a sticking out like a sore thumb right now for Dynamo Eclot. Only played it twice in the past 3 months, as you said, forced into this map because of the fact that they banned nukes. So that's a scary prospect already going into this K23. They've looked remarkable on Overpass, and we're going to find out how they're looking here today as we do shift ourselves into the first map. Trav, it's been a while since we've been on the mic together, and I'm really looking forward to this game.
I am too, and I'm glad we've got those issues sorted so we can have a lot of fun together. Let us go, and let's see how it pans out. We're always looking forward to starting off the Swiss stage, and this is the opening match for both these two teams. K23 and Eclot about to get their campaign underway. Already, NBQ will take Norbert out of the round, as they have a little bit of a boost there towards short as well. He'll get the opening pick. He's actually going to stick around on that position as well. K23 lost Norbert already. Don't forget, Eclot are actually an ESEA advanced team at the moment. They've won one and lost one so far to begin their season, so they're 50-50 at the moment.
Yeah, 50-50 in advance. They've got the advantage here in the round. Valencio left his own devices. Oh, he's going to get baited in towards Party. Easy kill for Fame. Looks like K23 just want to put pedal to the metal off the back of that frag. I think they're going to transition themselves straight in towards, say, bomb side. Full head steam as they make their way forward right now. Smoke's over the top, but there's 2 players to welcome them.
Oh, NBQ looking very solid at the moment. 2 more taps from him. And leaves Nilan and Exipower in a 2v3. They can get the bomb planted, thankfully, but with no utility available, and Exipower with his Q250, he's going to have to try and do something special here. Capstan will already take 1. He's been a long time member of this roster, and he'll finish off the round with 2 kills. Good stuff from him. I remember watching him on these type of teams, you know, ever since we spoke about them being in ESEA Advanced. I remember them watching them in ESEA Main, making it up to ESEA Advanced many seasons ago. So they keep sort of bouncing up and down at the moment, but at the moment they are most certainly in one of their best runs of form.
Yeah, absolutely. It feels like this is also their opportunity to break into the higher echelons of competitive Counter-Strike. They've been together for a decent amount of time, bringing Diator into the roster a bit more recently than the rest of the players, but it definitely feels like this is their moment to really start to take some names and gain some ground as a team, right? Start turning some heads and start getting some opposition fearing them. They've gotten off to a nice start here by winning the pistol round. A few important gunfights going their way as well. They had the advantage and they were able to just push it home with the successful retake in the end. Nice boost up here. Valencio peering above the smoke. Not really a boost, just a nice elevated angle. And he deals with the first player. Force spy from K23, but it hasn't gotten off to a good start.
No, that's actually a really nice pick as well from Capstan. He was in the process of falling back and just about nabs that kill. Keep himself alive on 15 HP. Pretty good result in the end in that situation. So easily you can get caught on the timing. And as you say, K23 with that bomb plant, happy to go with the force buy, and they have a pretty good buy thanks to it. Timing might not work out for Norbert, but he does grab that kill toward Kavida. So at least that's something. But it's still a 2v4, or 3v4 I should say.
Yeah, lacking utility as well here for K23. It looks like they're just trying to pull the attention towards the B side of the map right now. Norbert and Exipower doing a good job. The bomb's still all the way towards long, so this is certainly a ruse right now. You can see Nearland creeping his way forward. They've pulled the rotations, Trav. There's nobody on the A bomb side, is there? Okay, there's still 1. I thought he was in heaven for a second, but Capson's there. Doesn't have health, though.
That is true. He is the player on low health, and they might have heard Valencio drop down on the rotation as well into water. Obviously, that makes a big sound cue. So, not only going in toward A, Capstan playing that incredibly tight line, but he's missed his opening few bullets. Still does really well to get 1, but no more than that. Now Nilan can get the bomb planted. 2v2. Valencio aggresses past it quickly though, and now it's all down to Nilan. He's been dinked down to 9 points of health. Valencio is low as well. It's basically one shot either which way of it, but even though he hits the one shot, Valencio just recovers it in time, and that's a really important win for Eclot. K23 get another bomb plant though, so they're not too far away from getting themselves off the board.
I mean, solid attempt coming through from K23 though, you know, in the 5 versus 3. I really like the way that they go about their business with 2 players towards long. You know, when you're in a 5v3 as the CT side and you see 2 players towards that B bomb side, obviously you're going to be thinking that's where they're executing. So K23, not only with that presence, they also get a few kills, draw those rotations across. Then they shift the pressure towards the A side. Unfortunately, they lost Exipower on the bomb plant, which meant Nearland was left in a really tough 1 versus 2 situation, and he was not long for the world.
Oh, well, it's not a bad round though for K23, as we said. Like, I mean, bomb plant again and 4 kills. That's honestly very good, and because of that, of course, they're going to continue to buy. The utility is incredibly limited. They've, you know, it's 1 minute 35 on the clock, and they have just 2 smokes and 1 flashbang. So they're prioritizing the weaponry here. And that's not a bad thing for me, considering the fact that there is still some lesser weaponry on Eclot too. They've got 2 MP9s with the 3 M4s. So, can we go toward long?
Oh man, Capson's there behind the tree right now. Concealed himself in, tucked behind the corner. He does go for the timing peek. He's done so much damage. Oh, you see, we're going to line them up, get all 3 kills, none of them headshots, but it doesn't matter. He's still alive to tell the tale as well. Some support towards bathrooms. Captain just maintained his position behind the tree. And finally they'll be able to get the kill. But the damage is done.
Yeah, that is incredible. Just dancing from one side of the tree trunk to another. Like a frisky squirrel. Looking very good there. Getting 3 kills. Very impressive. I managed to stay alive, I'm not entirely sure, but Norbert will creep up and at least take Valencia out. Does he go for the kill toward NBQ? Oh, he does. But NBQ just double headshots him and basically puts an end to this round with 30 seconds to go. Does X5 save? Probably.
He'll be making his way forward. If he wins this gunfight, that might give him a way into the round. The problem is the bomb that's under lock and chain, right? So even though he's got a pathway towards that B side, can't do anything about it, and yeah, he's accepted his fate. I mean, yeah, Eclot, they're going to be quite happy with the way their proceedings have taken place so far when you consider the fact that we find ourselves on a map that they weren't really destined to be much competition on, right? Like here on Overpass, haven't seen much of Dynamo Eclot at all, and we know that K23 are gods on this map. So, yeah, 3-0 up, winning a couple tight rounds, able to go toe-to-toe in some of these gunfights as well.
Yep.
K23 are going to have to work for these rounds, Trav.
They are, absolutely. And don't forget also, we have all our partners involved with the Pinnacle Cup this time around. You can scroll down and click all the links below the stream to get involved with that. We've got AstroPay, of course, and we do have CS Money involved with us for this tournament as well. I believe there is a 40% top-up bonus currently in the workings for that one. So click the links below the stream and get yourself involved with that. Thank you to everyone for getting involved. And yeah, again, K23, I mentioned this a lot, Hayes, when we cast together. This is just, at the moment, I feel like it's first game of the day syndrome, where you're a bit cold and you're starting T-side. It can happen.
Absolutely. Still super early days. They've even gone for another reinvestment here. I actually think that this is boding well for Dynamo Eclot's cause. It means that they're going a number of rounds here without having to go up against the might of a full buy where K23 have all utility. You talk about the T-side of Overpass. There's so many, off angles and weird nooks and crannies that you need to clear out before you can execute. So util's important. It looks like they're going for the B burst here.
Yeah, and they'll be bursting into a B with 3 players defending it. So they're going to be walking into a bit of a significant crossfire here. As soon as the monster player shoots, the pillar player will swing. MBQ does get one, but that's a lovely follow-up headshot from X5. And oh my goodness, KOVA just gets destroyed by Fame. And for the first time in this game, K23 have a successful site take. They avoid getting multi-fragged. Fame with 2. Very nice from him with the Galil. Survives on 12 HP. And that'll leave Capson and Valencia to save. And K23 will know that their money is absolutely awful after the amount of damage they've done in the opening few rounds. So force into this save coming in. Probably won't hunt. They need their own money, but still.
Exactly what K23 have been looking for, trying to break that deadlock and win themselves around back here. They've desperately been looking to reset Dynamo Eclot's economy just based on the amount of damage they've been doing in these rounds they're losing. Obviously, that's why they've been keeping up with these force buys, and finally it pays off, right? Beautiful execute into that B bomb site. They were actually able to get really far forward undetected there. So Norbert's practically on top of Nubik by the time they realize K23 are executing. And Norbert's never really the man who's supposed to get the kills either. He's like getting the information as the entry fragger. He's identifying the location of the B players and taking their crosshairs off the entry point. So his teammates can charge through afterwards. They get all the kills, and the rest is history.
It is history indeed. No problem though for Eclot. They're going to continue to buy when they have the 2 rifles. I mean, you have to say sort of why not at this stage. They were sort of economically reset anyway. So they're going to continue to force with the MP9, the FAMAS and the Deagle. It's not too bad. But of course, they haven't managed to get Capson on his AWP so far this game. And CT side overpass, the AWP is so impactful to not get the gun. They won't be getting it for a while yet, of course, if they lose this round. So they are losing opportunities to get them up and running. Thankfully, it hasn't really impacted him so far. I mean, he's got 7 kills already. But, just in general, to get impact on rounds, it can be pretty big. K23, their buy is very good, of course, after that previous win with 4 alive. 2 M4s recovered as well from the 2 Galil players, so that's absolutely perfect.
Dynamo Eclot not really taking too much initiative on the CT side right now. Quite happy to forfeit control, and I think that means K23 are going to be sort of having a field day when it comes to map control. And that's a scary prospect for teams who are really well-drilled and well-oiled. First fight comes in towards bathroom. Zagief comes out on top of that one. Now the pressure shifts in towards the site itself. Capson gets 1, but that's all it's going to be out of him. 4 versus 2. The site falls into control of K23, and I think the round is over.
Next deja vu, it's a 4v2 again. And once again, 2 players left to save. This time KOVA and NBQ. Nubik, of course, has a slightly different alias these days. As we had a little bit of a discussion about that beforehand. Of course, we've got a couple of players in this server, Hayes, who have a couple of confusing aliases. Of course, the Steam guard code monster himself, X5, who, as I said and as you said, we kind of I believe it is supposed to be pronounced Zagev, but for the ease of people watching, we will occasionally switch between the two.
I mean, even our brains cross wires sometimes, right?
Of course.
In the flow of the cast, it can be difficult to remember what's going on, who's who, and how to pronounce, names that just don't look like they sound like they do.
Even Exipower, right? Like, some people say, is it Z-Power? Is it Exipower?
Sure.
Yeah, like, there's a couple. Obviously, we need to ask the man himself one day if we ever get him into an interview. Perhaps. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, there was even that one with Yimfat, right, where you spoke to him.
Oh, yeah, he said, just call me Jim.
Just call me Jim. It's like, bro, we want to know how to pronounce your name correctly. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. He's just like changed his name because no one else can pronounce it at that point. Anyway, 3-2. You know, K23 is an interesting one, Trav. I felt like they were going to be a team. Okay. Well, there's Exipower getting a love tap. Bit of a handicap. I respect that. It's an anti-eco round. They like to make things difficult for themselves. But I've got, something I think we should highlight and talk about for K23 is I felt like there was some in some really good form in the past few months, and I actually thought that they would be a team who would qualify for the RMR. So the fact that they fell short in 3 different online qualifiers, as we do see the anti-eco taking place, is probably left them hurting, right?
Oh, no, I absolutely agree with you. Yeah, that is a disappointing one for them for sure. And that even if they did qualify for the RMR, I would have possibly picked them to cause some damage in the actual RMR itself. So, yeah, I mean, it's a shame for sure. But it leaves them available to win more of these cups, of course. As I mentioned in the pre-game, they've been very successful in these events in the past. Won a couple. I believe they won that FunSpark ulti toward the end of last year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they're cleaning up this eco very nicely. In the end, after that early team damage, Exipower still gets his kill, despite being knifed in the back by a teammate down to 39. In comes Daitor, but he take X5. Oh, he still does. That is absolutely... X5 will be saying to his teammates, guys, come on. How have I died there? I'm still planting. You just covered it. Why did you look away? Keep me alive, boys. Come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately they win the round. I suppose that's what matters the most. No harm, no foul. 3-all K23. Starting to take some shape and find their footing on this T side. We do know that they're a very scary prospect here on Overpass right now. Sick win rate in the past 3 months. Taking down some notable opposition. You know, the likes of ECSTATIC. They beat Sangel twice as well. They beat Copenhagen Flames on this map. The likes of Heat. Even Heroic, if we go back to earlier this year in Apex as well. So they're a scary team here on Overpass. Zagev looking to try and kick off this round. And actually, he's going to fall prey to Valencio.
Oh, he will, but look at Norbert. You can just see him through the wall there with the X-ray. Straight through, up short, and we'll take Kavita out of the round immediately. Kavita's had a bit of a rough start. No kills or assists for him in this game as of yet. Valencio has done well to get the opening pick and connector. But as I mentioned already, it's another gun round for Eclot, and Capson once again does not have that AWP, and Exipower does. And Exipower versus Capson is the duel that we're going to want to see. AWP v AWP. It'll be a bit different when it's AWP v M4. Exipower certainly with the advantage at the moment, and the T economy, even with just 3 rounds won, is most certainly looking very healthy early on here. 4v4 though, if Eclot can somehow find a way to hold this site, they could still be in with a chance. Valencia still lurking around in connector. Norbert staring at it, knowing that position was occupied, but not knowing if it still is, and they will be going up long here.
Oh, all about the timing. Valencia going to be coming back up through from lowers, but Norbert's got his cross in the perfect place. Capson now has to be the one to lock down the save. Bomb Site going to be able to get the first kill. Labor spray on the second. Comes ever so close to finding the kill onto Fame as well, but the HE grenade certainly will. Dunks down, takes the planter. Dietel's not far away either. Both of these players look like they want to get a move on for this retake.
Oh, okay. That's a bit of a wall bang.
Oh, no.
But now...
missed shots.
Yeah. Puts Exipower into a very rough spot. I believe the bomb is planted for him, and there is no kit, so there is time for this. They are staring it long. Exipower now rotating in. He's got a chance at this one. If he can just get in position in time, and he's got it. That will make this one very difficult for NBQ now. No defuse kit himself, and Exipower shows his prowess already. K23, 4 rounds on the board. 1 versus 2 for the sniper of K23. Too good in the end, and no kit, unfortunately, loses Eclot that round.
Oh, man, I mean, you can't really fault the way that they went about their business either, right? Like, 2 versus 2 retake, actually doing a really good job to bring it down into the advantage. But at range, up against the AWP, I mean, XE just played that to perfection. He was fortunate that they didn't have the kid to play with, so that kind of just gave him that extra bit of time. But
yeah,
he hits the shots necessary. We know how lightning fast his reflexes are, and he gets the job done. K23, they've got themselves a lead.
It's a very nice streak as well. 4 in a row after their 3-0 loss. I mentioned that it could take them a little bit of a while to get started, but tell you what, they've immediately changed that and state of what looks to be strong form now and a strong economy as well. Zagev even holding for that aggression of Daitor toward the back of connector on this anti-pistol buy. And yeah, this is what we've come to expect from K23 on this map. I was, even with the CT side start from Eclot, and I mentioned even if they did have a slow start, I was very confident they were going to be able to take this one. And
yeah,
all the statistics do indicate that. Map 2, though, could be a different story. So, not one to give up on if you're Eclot whatsoever. They'll know they'll be up against it.
Especially since we saw what they put out against Savage and Falcons, right? They beat Falcons on Inferno. And they also beat Savage on Inferno 1916. So they've had good results on the map in recent times. Which is actually quite funny because normally, a map like Inferno, as the underdog, you wouldn't really think like Inferno would be your pick against a team like K23 because it's sort of a map that all teams play. Normally you have like a niche map that you want to try and catch your opponents out on, like a Nuke or an Ancient, right?
Yeah.
So, for Dynamo Eclot to be beating these teams on Inferno, I actually think it's really impressive.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I completely agree with you. Like, Nuke or Ancient is very good examples. Unfortunately for them in this scenario, their best map is Dust 2. That was gotten rid of immediately by K23, and then after that, really, all that's left is like Nuke and Ancient, and then they were both banned by Eclot as well because they don't really play them that much. So, yeah, really, these 3 maps, looking at it, as for a little while now, as I have, it really was the only 3 we were probably going to get. It was just a question of what order we were going to get them in.
Well, I mean, I was also wondering maybe Vertigo could have been picked up by Dynamo Eclot, or rather Dust 2, considering that K23 banned Vertigo first.
Yeah.
Dust 2 was left in there. They decide against that. XE will open up this round. Very slow approach coming through from K23 in these gun rounds, Trav. So trusting in their defaults. Oh, and Norbert's gotten ahead of the molly. That's just so unfortunate. The timing's disgusting. It's completely clearing out the entirety of this B-bomb site. Little does he know, though, K1's actually wrapped around him as well. So, flanks on flanks coming through right now. How does this play out?
Yeah, this is a weird one. Capstan will pick nicely into Fane. That's finally his AWP showing up. But look at this. X5 just going to lose the bomb here. He's got no chance. Oh no, surely not. Surely not. What is going on here? Norbert's on the flank. They've called that away. They're going back toward A because Norbert has A. But look, there's a player behind you, Norbert. Will he catch him? He does. Capstan goes down now. They know this position is exposed. He's going to be peeking into 2 players there. No way Norbert can expect that. And now the bomb's going into a bit of a stack.
Oh my god, what a ridiculous turn of events. This has been only 19 seconds left on the clock. K23 have to commit in towards the same bomb site. Dietor's been able to get himself another kill. Zagev is just looking for the opportunity to pounce. The flashbang comes over the top. He will be able to clear out the first. Dietor using that smoke as his cover. Just needs to stay alive and he will be able to accomplish that. And with that, he's won the round for his team. Doesn't even matter the fact that he's gone down. Nielan will save the AK-47, but the round is over and Dynamo Eclots have been able to get across the line. What a crazy series of events.
That was so weird. I mean, like, Norbert, as you say, they've just bypassed each other. I think, as you say, it was Kafida toward the back of Monster. If he called the bomb B, they probably die and lose the bomb in Monster immediately because of Kafida's position. That's almost a guarantee. But yeah, going A was a good option in the end, trying to creep behind the 2 A players. Unfortunately, Capstan dying basically gives up the ghost and gives up the idea of what exactly K23 wanted to do. So Capstan died for free, basically, but it won Eclot the round.
Yeah, he was the martyr for the cause, as you say, because he got all the information. I will say Norbert overplays his hand, though. After he gets that kill on Capstan, his presence alone would have been huge. Like, he charges through the smoke. Both those players are covered from Long and Bathrooms. They get the kill, and then they can focus on Long and Bathrooms, right? I think Norbert just needs to pause at that point and wait for his teammates to push forward. Either way, we shift ourselves into the next round. 1-for-1 is the name of the game. Norbert's been taken down. Nielan's got a trade, but Dietor, he gets in on the mix as well and gets his team the advantage.
It's a good start. X5, oh, he will pick aggressively though, once again. Another trade back in return. That's his 8th kill of the game already for Zagev. 3 vs 3 recovered. Daito with 1 and NBQ with 1 so far. Capson only has the scout in this round, unfortunately. No op for him. Spots a player crossing, but misses the tag. So all 3 of the remaining K23 players will still have 100 health intact.
Yeah, again, just using their time in the round. It does look like Dietor's going on a bit of a mission. I really like this. We haven't seen much out of this on Dynamo Eclot on the CT side in the late stages of the round, getting aggressive and making plays for information. And look at how valuable this is as well. They're fully prepared on the deep bomb site right now with majority of their forces. 2 players set up, crossfire in place. BLUEJAYS going to be taking contact first. Oh my god, he doesn't only take contact. He takes bullets to the brain. Capson to switch to the USP. That's so awkward. But in the meantime, Dietor's come through at the flank. Gotten a kill. 1v1. Bomb plant coming through from Fame, but he has to fight.
He does have to fight. It's a very tight 1 vs 1 now, and that's a fantastic round from Dietor. That is brilliant. That fast flank got all the information. 2 kills coming in towards short, just as the fight's going on toward the site. The scout can't get much done. Only 1 tag in the end, and he pulls out the USP to try and get more done, but it's an instant frag from Fame. And he got 2 in the end, did Fame, but not enough to get the 3rd and finish it off. And that's a really nice 5th round for Eclot. We're going to see a replay of that as well. There's the first frag from Fame, as I mentioned, and here's the scout struggling with the switching to the USP, but that's the frag that was so important.
Yes,
catching
absolutely.
X5 falling back toward the site. If they did manage to team up in a 2v1 on the site, there was probably no chance for Dietor, but there you go. There's the win in the end. Hayes, do you remember Robot Wars? You ever watched that program?
No.
It was a robot fighting program on TV, and it was absolutely brilliant. And there was one robot called Dietor, and it's reminding me of that right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay. Well, I mean, he did actually look like a bit of a robotic beast in that previous round after he gets that kill. Just charges forward relentlessly and not afraid to wait for Fame to step off the pillar. So yeah, that was sick. Full of confidence. 5-all. Scores are level. And Dynamo Eclot are giving K23 something to think about here again.
Yeah, 5-all. Not too bad CT side, considering they lost 4 in a row as well after that 3-0 lead. K23 have the money to fully invest again, but this is actually their last buy now coming in. So if Eclot win this one, they could have a free shot at 7 if they're lucky enough. Exit power. Already taking a bit of a nade damage early on, down to 76. But they've got plenty of utility to play with on T here. 3 toward Monster at the moment. They're looking for an opening frag, and they see the trajectory of that grenade. So I think they know where they're playing from at the moment. Expower will clear it all out, and now he'll watch toward Toxic Barrel. He sees all the utility. Good smoke, but Norbert creeps in completely silently and catches Kafida off. It's now all down to Dietor. He has a bit of a gap in the right-hand side of that smoke and will manage to take Norbert, but now he's in trouble.
Yeah, really nice smoke there. Dropped to try and play around, buy some space and time. You can see the rotations coming through thick and fast. There's only 19 seconds left on the clock, and Dynamo Eclot are here in full force right now. Means K23 have to fight, and these are difficult fights to take. Nubik, though, I think he's been spotted. In the meantime, Valencia's been able to get the kill on Fame on the opposite side of the map. Plant in and amongst all the action will be secured, but Exipower has to clutch.
No, he does, and he's 6 HP as well. Collateraled a bit by Valencio. That's a lovely peek toward Capson, though, and Capson actually managed to take his shot there. So that's a clean miss from Capson, and Exipower will take advantage of it. Can he get another clutch in? And Exipower peeks. Oh, he had the shot and he had the line, and he went aggressive for it, knowing that he's so low. Can't afford to play a tight 1v1 where he's shoulder peeking, for example. So he plays it aggressively. On that low HP, almost makes it happen, but Eclot survived thanks to Valencio. What a recovery.
Yeah, I think he was also relying on the fact that he sort of, baited a few audio cues out there, acting as if he was rotating around to short. He was hoping that the CT would have heard him, but Valencio was too far away, right? Or was it Valencio? Either way.
Yes.
He was too far away, so didn't even, experience that reality. And he was never, never drawn into that bait at all. Unfortunately for Exipower, he falls short in the 1 versus 3 at the final hurdle. Great attempt, though.
Yeah.
Fast B-play coming through.
And I really like this because their money is pretty low. The bomb plant gives him a buy. The Mac-10's going to work out here, and it's brilliant. There's no helmet on Dietor, and he goes down immediately. Capson will respond with 1, though, taking down Fame, and there's NBQ taking Norbert. So they've recovered the earlier struggle, and that's an excellent grenade too. KOVA picks for another, takes extra power out, traded by Zagev, and it's still a 2 versus 2, but the damage done is all in Eclot's favour. And as you say, the reaction of almost spotting that player toward heaven, that could have been a way back in.
What's the plan yet? Looks like it's going to be a fake towards A, and then still going to be finishing off on B. Zagev is the player who's got majority of the health. Nilan, oh, what a beautiful position that is as he takes up an angle at range with the AWP, and I think that Zagev hears the footsteps coming through from Nubik as he starts to rotate up as well. Everything's gone absolutely according to plan here, and now they just need to conclude the 2 versus 1.
Yeah, Nilan's just completely left the situation as well, and BQ now realises that, well, I've been sold for one there, I'm afraid. He has got a kit, though. And I mentioned the HP being so low. Zagev is in a lovely spot, but there we go. In that same position that we almost saw Nilan get that pick earlier, he catches him dropping down from heaven. That's a great find. Nilan.
Yeah, it is.
And
K23 needed that round as well, didn't they? I mean, it looked like they were in a strong position at 5-3, but things kind of started to go awry a little bit with Dynamo Eclot regaining themselves the lead. Their economy was always still in turmoil, so it just took one round for K23 to sort of break it and bring it back down to earth. And that's exactly what has happened. They should regain themselves the lead now as well. Just USPs to go up against. Quite a game it's been so far though, Trav.
Yeah, I've actually really enjoyed it. A couple of interesting clutch moments for Exipower. One successful, one unsuccessful. And some nice plays as well by Fame on the entry. He goes north to the Mac 10. Definitely going to clear that angle, and he flicks back nicely to take Nubik as well. Just the USPs. We don't expect much from Eclot in this round, but they had a nice little setup there to try and deal with that player coming in toward Monster. Once again, the Mac 10 causing problems. Can be so powerful. And even though Nilan takes a dink, he's healthy enough for that not to be a problem. And now Capson's last alive in Connector. Just looking for 1 kill, and I think even if he gets 1 kill, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to afford an AWP in the next round. NBQ might be able to drop one, but I'm not sure. I'll have to see in a moment. Not sure on the loss bonus. Can't exactly remember that at this moment in time.
I think they've only got 1 count, actually. So should only be getting $1,900.
Okay.
Which would mean he could afford a glass cannon, but that wouldn't be great. Either way, Capson has an AK, and I'm sure he's licking his lips at the prospect of saving said rifle. Fame with his Mac 10, certainly going to be going for a bit of a hunt. He gets patient out. He doesn't have armor, which means aim punch is certainly going to be a factor. Yeah. And we do see the lack of head armor coming into the equation as well. I just want to say, I think Norbert is such a Chad. He's a Giga Chad Counter-Strike player. Entry, fragger, pursuit, and he's got 15 kills. Just racks up frags. I mean, listen, he tends to die a lot. Not like he's died more than the rest of his team this map so far. But he just frags as well, right? He's not like one of those entry fraggers that just goes in, gets information, and dies. He actually does a lot of work as well.
He's so good. Yeah, and it reminds me of that. What's that? As you say, the Giga Chad meme where it's like, yes. Oh, you want to go in first?
Exactly.
Yes. Full stop.
Yeah. He's that guy, man. He's got like the perfectly cut jaw, the perfect, hair, all the muscles. We all know what Norbert looks like. We see him all over our social media every day. That's him.
Of course. What I will say is that what I will say is that Capson can afford the AWP. I believe it was dropped in the end by the player with the most money, and I think it was KOVA, who had $3,000. So I think they probably had 2,400 then to be able to afford that, because KOVA's only got an M4 and a flash. So you were smart, Trav.
You erred on the side of caution. You were like, "No, I'm not gonna take any unnecessary risks in trying to guess the round loss." But I'm just gonna say I don't know, and that's fair enough. Don't stick your head out unnecessarily. Valencia, he takes Exipower's head clean off.
Yeah, that's a head that's been stuck out. Capson in position as well, and will take Nilan trying to advance him toward Bathroom. So even though Valencia is quite literally 1 point of health, he'll get away with it. And at the moment they're clearing up everyone. That's that dirty angle on the back of the railing toward Monster as well. Finally they found a way to deal with Norbert, and I'm pretty sure that Valencia had to hit Fame twice in the head there before a body shot finishes him off. That's what happens when you hit someone through concrete. But yeah, that was an incredibly clean round. Basically, K23, as soon as they lost their opening pick, right, as soon as their AWP Exipower went down, they basically just picked one by one, and that's not the way to go.
Yeah, maybe a bit of overconfidence coming through from K23 there. And I think that one thing Dynamo Eclot's done really well is they've punished K23 whenever they haven't played like proper, structured, disciplined Counter-Strike. And it's just sort of proof that, yeah, we're going to punish you and we're going to be competitive. You need to play your full, proper brand of Counter-Strike against us. Employ maximum respect, otherwise we will be winning these rounds. Zage with the Mac 10, oh man, super aggressive, ever so slightly avoids Dubik. And actually the angle does favor him as well.
Yep. Rung his bell at least, and now they have to avoid that utility as well. The incendiary being wall banged basically. A little bit of a rebound there with that grenade that you can use to try and clear out that cubby on short. Very common default position to play in that angle, which is why you see it naded so often. I think I remember Shocks back on G2 made that one most popular back in those days. Capson in position with the AWP. And he's had a pretty good half in the end. I would say the first half of the half, if you will, he didn't have a chance to get his AWP at all. Now he has got it. He's been continuing his form. 13-11 so far. Exipower, as you so often see, on overpass is looking for a pick towards short. Flash is coming in. Norbert going in again. Can he entry? No. He's counter flash.
Oh,
I tell a lie.
Are you sure?
He entries anyway. Doesn't even need vision. And there goes MBQ as well. There's a player stuck in water. Norbert's probably going to take him too. There's a shadow. He sees it. They all know he's there. Gets one. Gets jumped on by the Mac 10. And now it's a 4v2.
Valencia are going to be having a crack at trying to make this retake happen, obviously, with this being the final round of the half. And I tell you what, there's quite a bit of damage that's been done to a number of individuals here for K23. So maybe a chance for Dynamo Eclot to make something happen. He needed that kill, though, so damn badly. Because even though there's low HP individuals, it doesn't really matter if you've got an AWP. At this point, you know, he's going to be having it's actually more of a liability than anything else.
Yeah.
And he will fall prey to fame as well. 8-7. K23 conclude the first half. They get themselves the lead. I was going to say, you know, Norbert getting that shot. We all have 5 senses, Trav. Us mere mortals. Norbert's apparently got 6. Entry fragging while completely blinding. And it's not like he was just like chaotically spraying as soon as he got blinded. He was like timed it to perfection as well. It's like a clean head shot.
Yeah.
He's got the third eye open, man.
Those are the ones where it make you feel a bit sick on the CT side, right? Like you do exactly the right thing. You flash, you try and find a way to deal with Norbert, and he's like, nope, well, yeah, I can just have no vision and still take you down. And in the end, K23, despite losing the pistol and the 3-0 start, losing both conversions, or winning both conversions, Eclot, sorry. He did manage to win it out on the T side in the end. And now they go on towards CT feeling pretty confident. 5 sets of Kevlar, no kit, so the bomb plant does come through for Eclot here. And there could be a bit of a rough one for K23. It has some utility. 2 smokes, a flash, and a Molotov.
Yeah, and throwing a heavy execute to come through here. Exipower does peek for information. Bites off more than he can chew in the end. Not by any fault of his own, though. He was just peeking out and making sure that he had a bit of control. And it is Eclot who have taken control. And in fact, they've actually starved K23 of information. That's why I really like the play Nealon's making right now. It means he's going to be able to at least allow them to confidently go for the stack over towards A.
I like this
so
so
on the
much.
correct side. Yeah.
I like this so much. There were 3 players on A. They've picked the right site. That's a great entry from Kafida, though. Fame only gets the 1. Norbert does get that 1 quick frag, though, and he even finishes off Daito in the end.
So good.
With those few bullets left in the clip. Wasting the time, dancing between the truck. He's looking for the last kill as well. There's a player in the smoke toward Bank. He's even showing his back to him as if to say, you can't hit my head, my friend. And K23 will take the CT pistol. And that one actually, Hayes, was smart for a number of reasons. Mostly because the fact they got Nealan into that position basically means he'll hear everything. If they go T-spawn and they run, you can hear them go toward B. If they go down connector, he'll see them. And the other 3 players have the A under lock. It was well played.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more, Trav. And it's also like a perfect response to the situation losing Exipower because they needed to have some sort of information elsewhere on the map, right?
Yeah.
They also do hit some nice shots over towards A. I felt like even though they had that positional control, they might still get overwhelmed. But Norbert, well, we've seen how good he's been. Doesn't matter. T side, CT side, he's getting the entry duties done and dusted. Exipower wants to rack up some extra money. He needs to be careful. These blocks can bite, you know. Death by 1,000 paper cuts is a real thing.
It was almost a bit dangerous there for Exipower, but he gets his kill with the MP9 and builds up the money. I think Norbert might have just spotted that player walking toward long. I'm not sure. If you can see the M4A4 back in action. He's feeling very crispy with that one. And I got to say, as every single day goes by, Hayes, every time I see a player use the unsilenced M4 and look great with it, it makes me respect them more because at the moment
Yeah.
that's most certainly the inferior rifle.
Again, it's almost like the Giga Chad meme comes to mind.
Norbert,
like all
yeah.
these people running around with their silenced M4s, you know, playing the game on easy mode. And it does make sense that if anybody's going to use that A4, it's Norbert, right? He wants those extra 5 bullets to his name. I think that makes a difference with his playstyle, and it's fair enough, right? Not afraid to be loud and proud. Right now, though, first full gun round of the second half into effect. We've got AKs across the board, utility as well, and Dynamo Eclot do need to make a bit of a claim in this round here, Trav.
Yeah, this is the important one. You can't afford to let K23 win their bonus round with the MP9 and the FAMAS is still up. Exapower does have his AWP, which is a big deal, actually. That gives them a great chance, of course, much earlier than Capson managed to get his AWP in the action. On their CT side, he's got a nice tight line toward the push through fountain as well. KOVA, if he peeks the balloon's position, he's going to be fine. But look at that, just at the right time. Exapower looks for the info, and KOVA will be living a charmed life there. That he does have the bomb, so that's been spotted. That's an important piece of information.
Oh, Norbert, the flash comes through, but actually got blinded up there himself, regains his vision, goes back forward, but loses his head as a result. Exapower goes on a bit of an excursion. The bomb's now been dropped in his vision, so this could actually get real interesting real fast.
Lovely peek from connector from Nilan, though. He could even do more. That is such sharp fragging on the most certainly incredibly inferior CT rifle. And look at Exapower, he's gone super aggressive, not worried about being peeked from the edge of balloons there, knowing that if he takes a more aggressive angle, he might catch that player rotating in to try and grab the bomb, and it's successful. Nilan's won this round for his team, though, with the FAMAS.
Notice how much more proactive K23 are being on their CT side here as well, Trav. Not sort of just falling back because a bit of util comes through or because the round has, you know, ticked down to the minute mark and then they fall back to the A site. They're still maintaining positions. They're still moving the chess pieces around as well. Exapower's pushing forward. It's really tough to play against as the T side, where you feel like you're constantly taking fights and you can't get any ground for free. So you can never really, as the IGL, just like slow things down and try and communicate what you want to happen next, because someone's always fighting somewhere and he's dying or he's winning a fight, and that changes the complexion of the round. So it's difficult for Dynamo Eclot, yeah.
Yeah, this is the prowess that we expect from K23. Did Exapower just forget to shoot there? Or did he not see him? It's hard to tell. But he goes back in for a second bite. I actually don't think he saw him on that second occasion. It is pistols for Eclot in this round. Nilan just shooting through the plywood there towards short, trying to do some damage through that position. But at the moment, there is no problem. This could work out for a cheeky frag. Does Fame fall back into a position where Valencia could get him out? I'm not sure. He's refusing to show anything at the moment. Norbert's already taken Dino in the meantime as well. And there's
Beautiful.
A check. Oh my goodness, the awareness.
That's called awareness, yeah.
Off the charts. Lovely stuff.
I mean, you know, you were talking about how Shox made that nade famous into the cubby there a while ago. I feel like it's actually really interesting and fun, nice shot there from Capson, to watch the evolution of, you know, certain things play out in Counter-Strike. And, you know, that boost was so popular for the T side for so long, to boost up on that railing and catch a player unaware on the B side, because you're so focused on short and monster the whole time that that's not going to be in your mind. But as we've evolved and as that spot's become more popular, it's, you know, now burnt into the B player's mind, like, hey, I constantly need to make sure that I'm covered from that position, or I'm checking it occasionally. Zagev with some beautiful surf moves coming through. He's somewhere in Miami. Capson's not on the server, and K23 have the lead.
That was a lovely way to avoid that Deagle taking him down. As if one bullet anywhere would have been enough for that Deagle to take X5. But the surf keeps him alive, and he jumps into the angle. Had support from a teammate anyway. All good. No issue at all. Don't forget, you can scroll down and click all the panels below the stream to get involved with our partners. We've got AstroPay and we've got CS Money involved right now as well for this particular Pinnacle Cup, the 4th edition of the Pinnacle Cup. You can have a 40% top-up bonus, I believe, at the moment as well. So get yourself involved with that. Exapower looking to play aggressively behind this smoke toward balloons. Does he check a player going toward long? He is, but it's a double peak. That's the way to do it. Make absolutely sure that Exapower would only ever get 1 for 1, but on this occasion, he gets 0 for 1.
or Nubik, or rather Norb's going to be ahead of that Molotov. He's crouching to make sure he's covered from Party right now, but he's going to get timed by Dietor. Oh, man. I mean, that's why that position becomes so awkward once you've lost your AWP towards Party. I mean, Dynamo, Eclot, they haven't had to do all that much in this round. They've just been able to find kills left, right, and center. K23 with a couple individual approaches in the round has cost them.
It's not going to worry them too much just yet. They're in a position of not being too concerned that they've lost a gun round. It was about time for Eclot to get one on the board anyway. But it's not over yet. I mean, Nilan's still in an interesting spot. Valencio should clear out B, though. I realise that everything is clear. Nilan's got a big off angle. He's looking for the AWP of Capson. Capson does have the bomb. He's going to hold the angle. There's the information, and that's a nice opening. Even though Zagev is here, he needs to kill everyone in 25 seconds. Can he do it toward Truck? One player up close. There's one. Space transfer on the second. Very close to getting that. Only one bullet more would have been enough, but there were just too many men to find.
Yeah, I think, again, one of those types of rounds where K23 probably getting a little bit ahead of themselves. That also seems to be something that happens with this K23 squad. They've got a very, confidence-based team with the likes of ECSTATIC, Norbert. They love feeling themselves and they love to, make some audacious and aggressive plays in Counter-Strike. It's just part of their approach to the game. And it tends to happen where they get, quite far ahead. They tend to make those plays a bit more often. So getting burnt there, probably not the worst thing for K23. Just brings them back to earth a little bit. They've got enough cash to buy her again. ECSTATIC has his AWP. And let's see if they're going to knuckle down a little bit more here. Notably, he's got support this time, does ECSTATIC. You can see Norbert there supporting him while they've got Nearland and Lowers. So a bit of a change up in that regard.
Oh, that's a shame. Bit of a double take there from Daito. He checks it like any player does, but it's a sort of check where you just do it out of instinct and then just switch away from it. And Nearland take advantage of that, and look at this double swing towards short. Fame and Zagev go together, and Kafida has no chance at all. That was absolutely disgusting the way they took that one. That forces Valencia to go for a push through Monster. They know that Monster's not being watched for that position, and even though he gets one, it's probably not enough. Fame trades it. 4v2. NBQ's here, but Fame on the edge of the site, just behind the wall there, will take him out. And now Capson is left in a 1v4, and he has the AWP, so at 12-8, you're probably thinking that the save is imperative.
The double peek is such an art of Counter-Strike, Trav, because it's all about the spacing and the timing. If you're too close to each other, you're just going to catch a collateral bullet. Like, it's too easy for Valencio to get the double spray down as they both swing from short. You need just enough space between the two of you so that you can't both get taken down with one spray, like, instantly. But you also don't want too much space such that when you swing out as the second player, there's enough time for the guy who you're swinging on to adjust his aim and get the second kill, right? So it's an art. Fame does a perfect job there to trade out Zagev towards Monster. Valencio stood no chance. You could see his crosshair was in the complete wrong place. But yeah, K23, we've seen some really nice double peaks coming through from them so far in this match, and it's almost always led to a successful exchange.
Exactly. And that is obviously a very successful round for K23. They're at the stage now where they've won with 4 players alive. And even though the AWP is saved for Capson, doesn't mean that they haven't got an easier way back in, I should say. Because they only need 3 rounds, K23, and they're on the CT side, of course. They have a buy at least, thankfully. Yeah, full buy of that as well. So that's something to work with, but they need to somehow find a round again where they get 3 clean entries like they did previously, but that is not something that's very easily replicated against a team of the quality of K23. And on a map which they've won some incredibly high quality games on as well. We've got, what was it? We've got, I think it's Copenhagen Flames, you said, and they've beaten other big teams as well. I think you said Heroic in the past too.
Yeah, even Apex. I mean, we are going back to earlier this year, but it's still the same squad from K23, and they've still continued the great form on the map itself. Does look like they want to keep up their aggressive plays. This time it's Norbert towards Long. He's going to be spotting one on the cross, and he will finish off the kill. Capson's in close proximity, but he's not scoped in, Trav, which means he would have to give that information away to actually get the peek off. In the meantime, Nubik's coming through with the flank from Bathroom, so it's just a matter of time here. Norbert needs to make this play. He's a dead man walking. If he can find a kill before he goes down, that would be huge. Nearly has the rockets cover. Oh, Nobody's playing with them right now. He's even got support that's coming through. The thorn in Dynamo Eclot's side. Can they find a way to remove him? Finally, they pry him out of position, and Nubik gets the kill, but the damage is done.
You just never stay alive that long in that position. It's just so unusual, and he's bought so much time. Oh, Exapow, if he'd have hit that one, that would have been one to write home about. But at least he spots the information. All he saw was a leg, or even a foot. Dieter jumping over. Look at this off angle from X5. Oh, it's a really good off angle, but NBQ recovers it. Unfortunately, they have no idea that Fame's still here. They visit all down to Dieter, pulls out the Glock, hits the insta headshot, and takes Fame out. Now it's a clean 1 versus 1, but time is not on Dieter's side. Tries to fake it out and does. AWP versus AWP. Exapow will pull out the P250 and push up a little bit closer, and I don't think he's spotted him. Oh, look at this. He's directly behind him, but he's pulled a shot. Oh, my goodness. If Dieter just spun on him there, that would have been incredible. Exapow almost pulling the trigger too soon. But in the end, he wins out another clutch. That's the second of the game for his team.
Oh man, as you say, that could have got awkward very, very quickly. In the end, Exapow, I'm sure him and everybody watching breathes a massive sigh of relief as he will get the kill, 14-8. K23 have just been in a different class here on the CT side, right? I mean, the game was pretty close at the half, but ever since K23 have got onto the favored side of their map pick, they've sort of dominated their opposition, 14-8. There's going to be more than enough cash out for the T side to buy up. Obviously, they've got that max round loss bonus behind them. The plant from the previous round going to subsidize the buy as well. Short tech pause, get back underway, but kind of feels like the writing's on the wall right now, Trav.
It does, indeed. And it's what we expected with what, it's like an 82% win rate or something like that, wasn't it? On Overpass over 11 maps in the last 3 months. It really does say a lot about their form. Eclot, as we said, beaten 2 very solid teams to get to this position. He beat Falcons, the Kyojin roster. We exit with XLDLC and Savage as well, who have a new team at the moment. So, a team of well-known players. So, it was certainly an impressive way to get here, but it might be a step too far to get past K23. Don't forget, it's the Swiss stage and it's the opening match, so they've got plenty more to play and plenty more to play for.
The first stage was the rough one, right? Like, that was the single elimination group stage.
Yes.
I mean, I got to cast on those games. It was relentless, Trav. Absolutely ruthless. Best of 1, single elimination opening games. Like, good luck, have fun. So the fact that we're able to get here, they deserve a bit of an oasis of some breathing room. The Swiss stage provides exactly that. The problem is there's no breathing room at all here on Overpass right now, and in this round even less so. 5 versus 3. This is the all-important round to try and keep themselves in the hunt. But Trav, when last do we remember Eclot even getting onto a bomb site? Besides when it's gotten down into like a rushed 1v1, like when it comes down to the team plays, K23 have just been steamrolling the CT side.
Yeah, they're having to rely on individual plays, and look at that. Their position toward the back of Monster even works out for Zagev again. They nerfed that. No, I think it was maybe even 2 years ago now. I mean, time really goes past in this sort of time.
Yeah, but, the new economy, right?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Valve nerfed that corner on one of the pixel walks on the back of the railings of Monster, but there are still, I think, 2 or 3 that exist at the moment that the players have found to play a hugely advantageous elevated angle. You can see feet as they come through Monster before really they can see you. So if there's a lack of a flash, that's the only problem with the angle. If there's a flashbang, it can absolutely destroy any hope of getting a kill. But yeah, it's now this is a tough situation for Capson. He's been spotted by Exapow. They're going to chase him down with 2 seconds to go on the after round time. He's okay. He keeps his AWP. But yeah, another round for K23, and now just 1 away. And look at the Pinnacle odds. They tell the tale.
Okay, well, outright domination is the name of the game on the CT side. K23 have just completely outclassed Dynamo Eclot, given them a bit of a masterclass as to how to play the CT side as well. I mean, it was competitive in the first half, but K23 have just pulled ahead on the CT side. Norbert going to continue with his aggressive approach here as well, peering above the smoke, not afraid to take that fight throughout the entire half. Again, K23 have just cut the head off of Dynamo Eclot towards Fountain and Playground in so many rounds so far.
That's too strong at the moment. This is what we come to expect. They do have Inferno up next though, Eclot, if they want to have a chance. So I believe they'll be pretty confident. And look at that. Zagev and Fame once again show their prowess to finish off 2 more players. Now it's all down to Capson again. He's had a relatively decent game, has Capson. And I think he'll be the sort of player to want to finish with at least an even KD. So 1 kill would be ideal. But this game is now basically over. If Exapow takes it, we'll have a team ace, of course. But not yet.
Come on, Capson. Give our video editor something to add to the highlight reel, mate. Let's see what he can do. AWP in hand, steps out, gets the barrels player up first. That's a nice one. Problem is, they know exactly where he is, so yeah, that one kill compromises his position. Doesn't really have much time to relocate either. Can maybe try and play with the squeaky door. Problem is, they're already topside of lowers, so that information is ironclad right now for K23.
I mean, he at least manages to open the connector door, then drop down into water silently as well. If you just drop off the railing onto the ledge and back down into the water, you don't make any noise. So that's something. With 20 seconds to go, there's not much hope in this situation. He's trying his best. I respect the attempt, but there we go. It is finished off in the end by Norbert, and Norbert has been one of the kings of that game. That was incredibly impressive. You can see K23 looking very chill, very relaxed. They will take their map pick confidently and comfortably. We're going to go to a bit of a break, and when we're back, we're going to get to see Eclot's map of Inferno, and that one could be a lot closer. See you guys in around about 10 minutes' time.
Withdrawing with AstroPay is really simple. Go to your favorite site and choose AstroPay as withdrawal method. Then type the amount that you want to withdraw, type your mobile number, and click on the Confirm button. Now, enter your wallet with your usual credentials and your money is available in your wallet now. Decide if you want to extract money or buy on your favorite sites. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
Welcome back, guys, to K23 versus Eclot. We were expecting a 2-0 in this game, to be honest, between these two teams. But Eclot do have one of their best maps coming in now. But Hayes, I still feel like K23 are going to take this one. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Trav. I'd be surprised if Dynamo Eclot were able to win a map against K23, but we don't want to take anything away from them. They looked good in the first half on Overpass, and they've looked good in recent times. We saw them both beat both Savage and Falcons, as we mentioned. So let's see if they can emulate that here on Inferno against K23. Detour towards the top of Banana looking for contact, and oh my god, himself and Nubik find the kills. There's still a third player here to be dealt with on the bomb site itself, but Neal's been forced back.
Yeah, he is to play with the kit. They tried that two-man setup there to try and bait them into Nealand playing from Coffin, and well, he has got one later than he would have wanted, but still, and yeah, Norbert on the rotation will get taken out by NBQ nicely, so they should be around. And they're pissed around as well in Eclot's favour. They got the pistol on the first pistol on Overpass, and looks like they're about to get the first pistol on Inferno as well. Exapara and Nealand trying to retake it. But as I said, like the kit players, 2 bullets from death, so it's basically impossible. I do hear some ticks in the chat, so perhaps we're going to see a pause coming in after this one. I'm not sure, of course. Usually that is the telltale sign. But now it looks like Exapara is going to try and save his Kevlar. Not much more he can do. So, good start from the T side.
Yeah, I mean, a great way for them to begin their campaign here on their map pick. Pretty simplistic approach to in the pistol round. I'd say that round pretty much lived and died with who was able to win that initial fight towards the top of Banana. Yeah. Dynamo Eclot get 2 kills for the price of none, and they also recognize that Nealand's in towards Coffin, so it's not like they just, run straight into the trap that was sprung for them, and they force them back with a bit of damage. It felt like they were in complete control at that point, so they do draw first blood.
They do, and K23 are going to continue with that force buy as well. Thankfully, we don't have too much of a delay. That Kevlar means that Exapara will still be able to buy the Scout in this one. Have a peek down mid as well. There's a CZ on Nealand, there's a Deagle on Fame and Norbert, and an MP9 on Zagev as well. Up toward mid we go for Eclot. 3 players currently in tow. 1 on the edge of the apartments, and 1 player just checking to see if there's any Banana aggression. Currently there's only 2 players on the A site, so if Eclot go quickly, it might be the right call.
Yeah, I wonder if K23 are going to play for some information towards Banana. Normally when you see a team leaning that extra player over towards that side of the map, they feel like they need to get the information to warrant that, right? To warrant that stack with that lean. And right now they're going to be finding out that they are indeed numbers towards top mid as Eclot to try and secure themselves control of Archer's utilities. Really good flashes and smokes. Norbert going to be the first man up. His Deagle shot's fantastic, but unfortunately himself and Nealand fall immediately afterwards with that Soda's control of the A site. Oh, whoa, okay.
That's a really nice find.
That's unnecessarily aggressive.
Yeah, I think, I understand why he pushed it, because he heard Exapara shoot the Scout and think he probably wouldn't pull out the pistol, but Exapara's got a P250 as well, so I spam through the smoke will take him down, but at the end of the day, you really can't retake the A bomb site with no kit. So I feel like they're going to try and save what they can, and fall away. Zagev has managed to find one of the AKs, so that's not too bad. Yeah, if Nealand got one of those kills pushing through that arch smoke, as you mentioned, maybe this round would have been a bit different, a bit of a different outcome. Then yeah, not to be. Nice crosshair placement there by Exapara. And actually might be able to lock a Mac 10 in the site as well. No, maybe not. Capson, I think he'll be fine there. Yeah, the bomb's planted a bit further away, so no problem. Both players will survive. And Fame, with no armour, will just about keep the MP9 and Deagle into the next round with literally 1 health to spare. So that's going to leave K23 with actually not a bad buy in this third.
Yeah, I mean, we saw them just continue with the force buys on Overpass when they had Dynamo Eclot's economy against the ropes. I'm sure we'll see something similar here. No? You know what they've said? They've said, guys, look, we've got the AK Scouts, MP9, and a decent amount of Kevlar on a few individuals as well. We should just go for the savior. We already have enough to work with to be competitive in the round, and we can buy in the next round. So I actually really like this decision from K23. Leaving Zagev over towards that B site as well, because he's the player with the AK-47. Norbert gets aggressive, understandably so, but fortunately loses his life out early on, which compounds his team's problems.
Straight away as well, unfortunately. Gives KOVA an opening. If he had a bit of a rough overpass, so if he starts to perform well on Inferno, that'd be good for him. Nice tag from Power, and actually tries to finish it off with the P250. They will be walking into Fame's MP9, and that's a great gun to have in that position. Already one gone for NBQ, and Power will swing and actually manage to take Valencia as well. Great frag from Capson, and there's KOVA finding Nilan as he pushes through the Moto smoke. So that actually recovers the 3v2 here. And actually might recover the round in total, because the bomb should be able to make its way toward the A site safely. There's a bit of a gap for Zagev to work with. And Capson's not looking at it just yet. He's creeping through, but the player in Graveyard should deal with him. He's underneath him at the moment. There's one. Where's the trade from Grave? There it is. But now he knows. And he's a bit worried, is KOVA, to not give up his life in a 2 versus 2. Ghost President coming in now. Power gets one. There's the quick trade, but the health is horrible. But Capson, he's not exactly full health either. Tap on the bomb coming in. Of course, Eclot should realise and notify Capson that there is no defuse kit. But 2 taps on the bomb might lure Capson in. But in the end, he just about seals it. And that was a nice tap to finish it off. Long portion of play there. But Eclot will manage to seal it and go up 3-0.
Quick shout out to our partners AstroPay, where you can pay and withdraw easily online. Click the banner below the Twitch channel, and yeah, make sure to check out their services. Active on, I believe, 1,000+ websites across the world. So yeah, if you are involved in the realm of online payments, have a look at their services. Trav, great round coming through though from the K23. It must be said, doing as much damage as they did and getting as close as they did to winning it as well is certainly impressive. Now they've got themselves a full complement of weapons. The Orb getting aggressive, actually leg Valencia, even though he's completely blinded up Power. He's got that 6th sense we were talking about that Norbert possessed in those parts.
That's a really nice start. Some good damage. Capson at least does have his AWP early on, as I mentioned. Struggled to do that on overpass. The economy was just not in a spot to manage that. But he got it early on this time to face off against the aforementioned Power. One of the most strongest AWPers, you would say, in the Tier 2 region at the moment. I say region, Tier 2 scene would make a bit more sense. Tier 2 isn't an entire region, is it, Hayes?
not last I checked. Put the words out eventually, they're there somewhere. Dynamo Eclot, they've taken quite a bit of damage in this round here, Trav, so as they do start to try and transition into the executes, it's going to be a challenging one for them. K23 have done a good job so far. Where do the T side end up? It appears as though they're moving back in towards B here. Peering for information. They're trying to find out whether there are still 2 T players towards the top of middle or not. And Dieto's actually done a great job of forcing them back, so K23 don't have that information anymore.
Yeah, that is a problematic situation. Now, I'm going to be going toward B. 4 players are here. Now, we'll be joined by the 5th. In we go. Zagev has got that lovely elevated angle toward quad, but he can't even get one. Nilan's the only one to get that one frag. And, well, that's the site done and dusted. Despite the damage done, Valencia and KOVA are both on 17 health, and Capson's only 35. It's not going to matter. You can't retake. Eclot are going to take their 4th, and they're looking good here.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, this is probably one of those rounds when you go back and you watch the demo and you see how low those players were on that B-bomb site. Maybe you, in hindsight, feel like you probably could have gone for the retake. Still would have been really awkward without any utility. And if they do lose these guns, obviously they can't buy in the next round. So it would have been a big gamble either way. But Dynamo Eclot, I can't actually stress enough how big that player is from here towards the top of the middle. Because he's essentially just making sure that the K23 players don't get that information. So those 2 players are just tucked all the way into the extremities of the B-bomb site.
Please.
Okay, guys, can we? Yeah.
Hayes is trying to talk. Come on.
I'm trying to make a point here. You're being very rude and interrupting me. The only bell we want to see rung is headshots coming through in the server. Either way, as I was saying, the fact that he stops them from getting the information means they have to sit really passively on the B-bomb site. You know, Dynamo Eclot gets so far forward before the CT side actually realize what's going on, and then the executor was flawless as well when they find those entries.
Yeah, I'm loving this, and I mean, as I said, like I really, I did have a semblance of hope for Eclot on this map, as it was their pick, and they have a pretty decent record on it as of late. They've had some of their good wins on this map, but obviously the quality of K23 you'd expect to be different. But I'm going to try and get a bit more banana control, and then comes a counter flash, and it's absolutely brilliant. So much damage done to Daitor, but does it really matter? No, you've got your opening pick. Very good. Capson could even swap him the AWP if they really want to, and yeah, they'll do it immediately. So another very good start and good utility to use that smoke to their advantage.
Oh man, Exi Power in no man's land. They just get swung on by Kafida. And all of a sudden, a two-man advantage in play here for Dynamo Eclot, and it doesn't even look like they're trying to drive it home just yet. Still just letting the round take shape before they make any commitments. Nearland picks up the AWP, so at least he can maintain control here and leave his other two teammates on the opposite side of the map.
I think Eclot have well, around in the palm of their hands here. You just need to be careful with the bomb. At the moment, they've put one player toward B, and look what Kafida's doing with it. He's pushed through their own CT smoke and might have a play to make sure it's entirely clear. They're going to check it. There's no need to take a risk and go toward A here with the bomb. It will be checked by a combination of famous bullets, and Nilan will take that kill toward Valencia, but he was the decoy. Kafida's cleared absolutely everything, and that will mean the bomb will be planted comfortably and in good time as well.
Another really nice round coming through from Dynamo Eclot. It's not like they're doing anything particularly special either, but you don't have to for the T side of Inferno. I mean, that counter flash there to open things up, take down Zagev towards middle was towards Banana rather, was a great first kill. And then the Exi Power, I mean, you can understand he's trying to get that angle towards half wall and try and maintain a bit of information and control of Banana, but he's essentially on an island by himself and he gets swung on. And the round was pretty much done and dusted at that point. I do like Dynamo Eclot's composure, Trav. You know, even when they do get kills, it's not like they get like flustered and things get chaotic and they immediately want to just try and rush the round through. They still realize that there's time left on the clock, and they use it to their advantage as well.
Indeed, this is a very solid start. T side as well, which is often a hard way in on Inferno, absolutely. And to be fair, they've locked out K23 from even getting many kills, actually, in the early stages of this game. There's been so many saves that have to come through, and they've just taken the site in what would probably be just a one-man advantage, and K23 just can't really afford to go in for it. That's the problem with Inferno, and especially in the early stages of a map. What are K23 going to do to try and change it up? Some aggression.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, we have seen them they've been looking to make plays. It's not like they've been too passive, I would say. In fact, they've lost the opening pick pretty much every single round so far. Finally, Exi Power was going to be able to get the opening pick. I mean, in another world, he loses his head. It does look like he wants to go for more aggression here in towards apartments. There's two players who are pushed forward. He leaves Fame high and dry. Fame didn't get the memo. They pull the plug on the plan. And it looks like Dynamo Eclot, well, they're going to try and execute him today now.
You could just see the miscommunication almost before your very eyes. They might still win the round off the back of it though. Players dropping in towards Pit. There's NBQ trying to dance around the angle, but a nice spray from Nilan. Capson last alive, runs in and quickscopes Nilan to finish off that trade. Zagev is in on the flank though, and it looks like he wants to go in toward the apartments. What does Capson do? The bomb is dropped in Pit right now. What a standoff this is. 40 seconds to go. Capson rotating all the way around through long. Has absolutely no idea where Zagev is playing from. Zagev and Capson have both bamboozled each other in this position, and they're about to walk into each other. Who wins the duel? Oh, just couldn't get the blurry scope in the action in time. And Zagev just about recovers it. K23 win their first round, but not without a struggle.
I mean, Capson, he got the shot off, right? Just wasn't able to connect there. Nearly completes a really sick clutch and compounds the issues exponentially for K23. But in the end, it is going to be K23 who get their first round on the board. The AWP doing a lot of work there. Exi Power to open it up. He even gets a kill from Pitt as well. So good effort coming through from their sniper. Going to be a run boost here to get Norbert across in towards apartments nice and quickly. And in fact, he's going to be pushing them on Norbert. This guy's wild. It's not an FPL, this is a major. Oh no, not yet. We're nearly there though.
45 health taken away just from going through that Molotov, and that might have been heard, but look at Exi Power. He's got the tight line with the AWP. What a position to play with the AWP. It's interesting that K23 have two players, it looks like, who prefer the unsilenced M4 at the moment, Nilan and Norbert. Respect, to be honest. Dino up close to Banana. That flash could be working pretty well, but that's a really nice play. He plays anti. Flash does Dino. That could mean that it's a hard one. But Fame! That second kill, I'm sure he didn't know anything about. Okay. With a bit of luck, K23 get a 4v3 now.
Yeah, as you say, Lady Luck absolutely on their side. Look at this. Norbert is in apartments right now, but Capson has checked it. Great shot coming through with the AWP. Now it's Power who's in apartments with the exact same gun.
Wow.
Fame is going to get caught in rotation this round. Lives and dies with Power. He has to be the hero if there's going to be any chance. But the problem is, it looks like Capson's already looking in this direction. Yes, he gets the kill as well. Everything Dynamo Eclot touched turned to gold in that round. Couldn't have gone better for them, Trav.
And the worst part about it is that K23 won their previous round with just Zagev alive. So their money is nowhere. Even with the AK save, it's going to be rough. And, well, as you say, that was a bit of the Midas touch there from Eclot. It was a bit of fortune for Fame, but then it goes right back in Eclot's favour. And Capson's just too strong on the AWP. I had visions there of Power coming up short, perhaps quick scoping Capson, and then, of course, as the player planting the bomb. So he probably would have been able to maybe hit a quick scope on him as well as he comes off that plant. Obviously with no gun drawn, but not to be. And Eclot make it 6-1. Don't forget, tickets are actually available at the moment for the Pinnacle Cup Championship in Sweden. Scroll down and click the panel of that below and you'll be able to get yourself involved with that and see some quality teams. On LAN, of course, I believe Imperial, Fnatic and Heroic are all involved with that one confirmed. There are many more to come.
I mean, some cool teams. I mean, I was a bit of a doubter for Imperial, but they've had some good results, obviously qualifying for the major recently as well.
Yeah.
We all know what Heroic are capable of. Best team in Denmark. Be awesome to watch Stauen live in action. Going to see some action here in the rounds. Looks like it's going to be coming through towards apartments. A few 5-7s being brought up here. In fact, just one. Oh, that's disappointing. 5-7's underrated, Trav. Especially on a map like Inferno. You've got some close quarter options here.
It's been a couple of games recently where I've been, watching, I think it was some of the RMR and some of Blast as well. I was talking to my friends about how teams are basically throwing by not having the 5-7 equipped, because I've seen players struggle with the CZ to finish off kills so often, where the 5-7 would just be an insta-frag. And yeah, it can be so different. But this is an interesting one now. The AWP of Capson has been dropped already thanks to the banana push from Nilan. No one was actually watching it, which is a bit of an oversight. Usually you always have to have someone checking banana. And it gives them, I say, a 5v4, now a 5v3, because Power has ripped the head off of Nubik. Diator toward long, flash coming in. Zagev, I don't think has spotted him. This is a tough one now for Eclot. They can't afford to lose to a half bite.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, their campaign has been fantastic so far here on the Seaside. Valencia does get a kill back to try and alleviate some of this pressure. Kafida gets Norbert. He's trying to bait Fame into action, and he's done a perfect job. Now he can pick up the AK. Can he continue to be the thorn in his opponent's side? The problem is he's losing his teammates elsewhere on the map. Needs to wait for Nealon to get in on the act here as well. He has a smoke to deploy to try and play around. He's going to drop it close to him. That gives him a bit of space here. There is a kit in play on Nealon as well, so there's a bit of extra time here for the CT side to work with on this retake.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely going for this one. We've got Peter on the Cold Zero box, but that should be round done. Really important frag. If Nilan takes that one, we could have easily seen a quick fire retake, especially with that kit available. Fame tries to stop Kafida on the Cold Zero box, the famous box, where so many kills are overlooked, so many positions are not checked in games over the years, and it comes back to bite K23 as well. Dato's holding the angle for the cross from short to sight, and, well, 7-1. K23 have one CT round to show for their half at the moment, and Eclot are looking very good indeed.
Yeah, they are. I mean, a big statement coming through from them here in the early stages of Inferno. They've been dominating a lot of the rounds that they've been winning, but they've also been able to make a few of these tight rounds work. I mean, we saw that 5 versus 3 in the previous. Obviously, it was an anti-eco, so from the get-go, it always should have been theirs, but impressive to see that they're able to grind their way through some of these ugly rounds as well, right? When things aren't going their way. 7-1, big gun round here. K23, they need to get themselves back into this. They need to start winning a few rounds back. And if not now, then when? They've got the AWP, they've got the utility, rifles across the board. Looks like they're trying to maintain some control towards middle, but Eclot, they've been happy to play the slow game.
Yeah, they've been very patient, haven't they? No issue at all for them so far. Fame under Balk towards short. We've got Norbert behind the smoke toward long. Nubik is about ready to come up by the looks of it.
Oh, he is.
My goodness. The timing
Thought
on
for
that.
a moment he might get timed, but he actually gets the timing in his favor. gets the kill. Fame, next man up to the plate. Problem is he doesn't have any support in the setup, and always been discovered as well without being able to find the kill, and BLUEJAYS tears his head right off.
They're really punishing every setup the KTM3 are trying to do right now. I mean, Norbert had a decent play there, and they could peek off the back of Fame, but in the end they just didn't peek at exactly the same time, and that's what's come back to bite them again at 5v3. 25 seconds to go, there's one player toward the B side. In come the smokes. Zagev probably needs 2 kills at least to make this one interesting, but he starts behind that smoke, playing off the back of it, gets 1. Can he fall away? He can. Exapower is now here. And he's trying to find a lucky shot through the smoke. Nilan probably needs a duel to be won from Banana to make this one a possibility. But K23 have decided now they need to start to win some rounds. There's the frag from Nilan toward Banana, but Valencio's gone aggressive and has taken Exapower out. That's a huge threat dissipated and dealt with. Valencia on a big flank. Zagev has heard it. Look at this standoff right now. Valencia's not showing himself. The X5 peek he does and pre-fires him. Now it's all down to Nubik, and that is found beautifully by Nilan. They've both got kits. There's plenty of time. And a retake, I beg your pardon, is successful for what it feels like the first time this game.
I'm absolutely astounded, actually, that K23 are able to win that round. I thought Valencia was the insurance policy the whole time for Dynamo Eclot, as that flank through CT, wrapping around those players in church. They never knew that he was even there. Even though Nilan had the flank coming through Banana, I thought that the T's flank would end up trumping it out. So the fact that K23 are able to win that round is super impressive from both Zagev and Nilan, doing so much damage in the retake. I mean, they get lucky initially stacking up those 2 players towards B. That was another 5 versus 3 in favor of Dynamo Eclot Trap. This time, they're not able to convert. And have a look at what that's done to their economy. A couple back 10s here.
Yeah, and the way they even took the site wasn't really too bad, right? Like, they did everything pretty well there. And oh my goodness, that is a reaction and a half from Exapower. Zagev is still talking on it. Will get caught off again by Kafida. So it's a bit of madness to start off round number 10. Exapower's probably considering himself quite lucky to get his opening kill. Dieter takes Norbert on the boost, and he goes for the second kill, does Nilan. And with so many kills coming in toward B, surely that's the site taken. Surely they realise they can just push for it, and they've done just that. 3v2. It looks like it's going to be 8-2.
Yeah, I mean, Dynamo Eclot just doing a fantastic job here of winning these rounds back after they lose a round. Just maintaining so much pressure onto K23. Haven't really been able to show their flair or, get into the swing of things here at all in Inferno so far. It's almost been like a stutter start throughout. The engine is stalling here for the Russian outfit.
Yeah, it's an interesting position that they find themselves in, because after a round like that, you would probably think they could try and push on and get a bit of a streak going, but not to be. Eclot have hit straight back again, and it's a carbon copy of what happened the first time K23 got around. At the moment, it's only 1 and 1 for Eclot, and then 1 for K23 again, and then back in Eclot's favour. It's bouncing back and forth. And 8 rounds on the T side already. That's the lead on the half secured, and there you go. You can see it at the top of your screen. No streaks available at all for the CT side. The blue dots are isolated. They're lonely, Hayes. They need support.
Yeah, they certainly do. Trav, have you ever noticed when you're underneath the water in Fountain on the B-bomb site when that bomb explodes, how good it sounds? Like how well they've worked that audio? It really sounds like you're underwater when that bomb explosion goes off. We can't have 128 tick matchmaking servers, but at least they've got the audio right when you're underneath water for a bomb explosion.
They've managed to install Fish Simulator in Counter-Strike, but they haven't managed to install
the things that matter.
Exactly. I mean, our producer is called Fish, isn't he? So I'm sure he loves that.
Proof that fish can fly.
Okay.
Valencia going to be opening up, as has been the case through the majority of this map so far. Fame taken down. He didn't really have much of an impact on Overpass, if I remember correctly. Fame didn't say his name all that much, and
got some entries on T, but that was it really
as well.
And he will need to step up. That's goodness me, that's a grade and a half. Delta's down to 21. Valencia 29. Added to the damage from earlier. 3 players toward the apartments. Exit power towards short. He could be about to get jumped on if he's not careful. Needs support from the rifle directly behind him, and in we go. There's one. The smoke's not going to favour the T side, but in the end, Norbert swings a little bit too far wide, and Exit power, he's not looking the right way. He lands in trouble. Will get support from X5 finally, but of course, the bait setup will work, and now look at the health. 13 and 21. When does Leon decide to swing? 3, 2, 1. Surely goes for it. Oh my goodness, they get the bomb toward the site still. How do they manage that? Pushing toward now, Daito's holding the angle, and he manages to rip the head off of Nilan. What's going on? How are they losing this round? Oh my goodness,
they knew that Zagev was
health.
in the middle as well.
Yeah, Zagev is still here, and they're looking for him. The kits are able to be picked up. He doesn't need to rush to Zagev. Looking for the information. Pit player should be spotted sooner or later. He's not looking for it. He's crossed the angle, so the site player's isolated, but in the end, he swings wide. Right. That is... I don't know what that is, Hayes. That one's
well,
confused
we have to start
me.
thinking about Mirage at this point now, Trav, with how successful Dynamo Eclots have been in this T side. I mean, it was looking super grim for them coming out of apartments. They were able to get kills initially to at least create the pathway to get into the A bomb site. But once the C4 had been dropped there by Nilan, or it felt like that probably was enough for K23 to win the round, but they spill the opportunity. He peaks too late. Understandable, doesn't want to overplay his hand, but he's not able to get the kill when the T's are retrieving the C4. And then from there, it just gets really ugly. The smoke gets dropped. He tries to push through the smoke there. Dietor just tears his head right off. You know, no connection between himself and Zagev at all in that 2 versus 2.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point, Hayes, because when I saw Nilan in that position, when they were both advancing to try and support picking up the bomb, right, with 34 health between them, I thought for sure we'd see a double swing, right? Nilan and Zagev just swinging together. As soon as they hear the running, just double swing it. You surely will have a chance to an instant trade at least, and a guaranteed 1 versus 1. But as it is, they play it 1 for 1, basically, and get punished for it, get burned by playing it a bit too safe. They need to play more aggressive in that situation. I mean, I'm not sure, obviously, they would have known the health necessarily. Zagev was low himself. Maybe that was the thought process behind not going too aggressive. But that's a bit of an error, and one they should not be losing, and they'll know it.
Yeah, they cost themselves in a few of these rounds so far. No. Norbert's got too much to deal with on his plate, so he's going to be taken down by Nubik. What a sick performance Nubik is having here on Inferno, by the way. I mean, he must have, at least 12 kills to his name at this point, I would say. Lots of high-impact frags, lots of trades, lots of entries as well. So he's been really good in the gunfight so far here on this T side, has Nubik.
Yeah.
I must say.
The Mag 7 giveth and it taketh away. Norbert's first pump did 19-1 to Valencio, and then Nubik was there to help out, as you say. So, no way back in, probably, for K23 in this round. Exit power is toward the balcony, and the island is close toward Banana, but there's no way they only put 1 player there. Unfortunately for Valencio, he'll get heard by Exit power running away. Thankfully, Daito's still there to cover it, and now they're going to be going back toward A, actually. Capson is still holding for it there, and that's smart, because noise was made as they ran up toward A. So Zagev, did you get 1? Not even 1. Not even damage to Daito. All 3 shots missed, and, well, Eclot, they have double digits on T side. That's a half to write home about. And you were right about Daito being high on kills on 12. NBQ's on 8. Very impactful from all of them so far.
So Nubik's up to 8. I actually thought he had a bit more than that. And
sorry.
that actually speaks volumes to the fact that he's... his kills have been of such high impact, because I can almost remember all of them, really big kills coming through from Nubik. Finding these entries and creating the space for his team 10-2. I was thinking the number here is around 6 for K23 if they want to feel like they, have a decent chance. Oh my god, are they even going to be able to find a third is a question. Nubik gets a kill to couple that with Capson's frag to open up the round. Looks like he's just trying to charge his way forward. Norbert will be his next victim as well, and K23 have been eviscerated off of the server.
Well, there you go. Inferno. Maybe it's Eclot's home map. I mean, it's their second most played map. It's the one that they've managed to take 16-12 against Falcons that we mentioned, and 19-16 in a close overtime against Savage. Well, that is incredibly good. This map looks like a pocket pick for them at the moment. It's that good. So they're not careful. Other teams in this Pinnacle Swiss stage are going to have to start making sure they ban this one in the first stage, because they are looking fantastic. Valencia will even manage to take Zagev as well, despite getting dinked down to 3 HP. That's all the guns that were attempted to be saved gone. for the CT side. And as you say, we are creeping ever closer to a possible mirage.
Yeah, looking incredibly likely at this point. Steamroll coming through from Dynamo Eclot right now. As you say, team's going to have to start spec banning Inferno, but the thing is, teams, when do you see a team first phase ban Inferno? That's not a thing, because everybody has to know how to play this map. So, you know, if you can actually get Inferno under wraps at this level, you know, and have it as one of your core strengths, I feel like that's so potent for a team. This is a great performance coming through from Dynamo Eclot. Dietor finds the opening on Nila, and there's nobody else on that side of the map right now, by the way. Case needs to go for the gamble, and it's quite surprising that he puts himself in, you know, such a vulnerable position when he's got so much responsibility on his shoulders.
Yeah, very true. 4v5 for K23 again. They've recovered a 3v5 to win one of their 2 rounds in this half. They're going to need to do it again. 11-4 probably is a must in this situation. And they haven't really got much to work with in this, have they? Just the 3 M4s left. Exapower doesn't even have the AWP of his own. He's got the Deagle only and some saved money for the last round and a half. But he doesn't probably need it if he's going to hit shots like that. Valencio will drop, and that's a free gun. Surely he'll go in and grab it, and there we go. But there are still 2 players with him. So at the moment, Eclot are going toward the correct bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, this should be a done deal. Sealed and signed. I don't think there's any way for K23 to make this retake happen, not based off what we've seen so far here on Inferno. Have been able to pick up a kit in transition. How do they go about business? Losing Norbert and Banana is massive. That takes away an entire dimension of the retake. They don't have money in the bank, by the way, Trav. So if they lose these guns, they're not going to have anything to work with in the last round of the half. And 13-2 will be the scoreline that awaits. Dietor looks like he's going to be introducing them to said 13-2 scoreline, as he does a sick job to get a double kill there, deny them the entry on the retake. And here we have 12-2. No money in the bank for the CT side. This has been grim from K23.
Oh my goodness, look how clean Dietor has been in this game. He's the new pickup, right? You said he's only not the newest addition.
I think he is. I thought he was like on their books and then they benched him and re-added him. But when I went to check, it actually looks like this is the first team he's been officially signed to. So that's exciting for him. He's doing great.
16-6 and a lot of tasty entries as well. Yeah, this is an insane performance. 12 rounds on T-side Inferno, and look at the buy K23 have for the final round of the half. They have a great shot at 13 to Eclot. 3 for masses, 1 and 4 on that AWP that Exapower saved the money up for, but he's missed his opening shot. And he hasn't been as aggressive and as powerful as he was on Overpass, and I feel like that's one of the main reasons that Eclot had such a good half. There's been no real star rounds for K23 in this whatsoever. Yeah.
As you say, it feels like Exapower's been quite anonymous as well. And you think CT side Inferno, that's where you need the AWP to be doing majority of the damage, you know, bobbing and weaving back and forth between Banana and middle. Oh, and he's just going to get caught with his back turned, relying so heavily on that smoke grenade. But Dynamo Eclot walks straight through it. They just can't put a foot wrong right now. Valencio is lurking on the opposite side of the map, and he's been able to find himself 2 kills as well. Dynamo Eclot marching on, and K23, they've been left in the dust.
Actually, everything just running perfectly for Eclot. This is a dream performance for them, and even that works out. Fame gets spooked by Dietor peeking to a Banana and takes his silencer off in the midst of jumping around to try and avoid those bullets, and nothing could be worse than that. There's no way that Zagev gets any more than just 1. He takes that 1, but Dietor trades it and finishes the half 19-6. Now, any half where you get more than 15 kills is impressive. 19-6 is even more so. And incredibly, Eclot are just 3 rounds away from taking it to a decider. Incredible stuff. What a half.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been a fantastic turnaround after what we saw on Overpasses. And Dynamo Eclot, had some form on their CT side in the first map, but then they just got completely demolished on their T side. Coming into Inferno, though, we saw a completely different look from the Dynamo Eclot squad. Destroyed K23. They can put the final nail in the coffin right now as well, Trav, by winning this pistol round.
Indeed. I'd love to get it done sooner rather than later. What you don't want to do is have a big lead and start to get nervy as the higher ranked team and the more impressive or well-known team, I should say, will start to come back at you. That can always start building the nerves, and you just want to get it done as quickly as possible. At the moment, it's been absolute domination throughout the whole half. Valencia just spots the arm there of Zagev, doesn't pull the trigger. And as they creep up toward mid, K23, they're going to try and burst with these flashes from Nilan. He has a smoke as well to use. Norbert lurking in. Valencia avoiding the bullets for now, but takes a gooch and gets finished off by Norbert. Now they walk into the stack of the other 3 players, though. That's the problem. Captain gets one, looking for a second, has to reload, and there goes Captain now. Then BQ has to reload as well, and that's the problematic situation. Fame takes both heads with the P250, and that's actually quite a nice play from K23. It looks like they're going to at least keep it alive a little while longer.
Yeah, probably give them a bit of a boost of confidence as well, and execute, find success, pushing in towards that A-bomb site. Nice shots coming through from Fame to open it up. Norbert got a kill of his own. Just his 3rd kill of the map, Trav. So he was only able to find 2 kills in the entirety of that CT side. They were able to negate and mitigate his impact in a really big way. But at least K23 are going to be able to fight a little bit longer here on Inferno. Listen, I did solo cast a couple games in the group stage of the Pinnacle Cup.
Yeah.
And I saw the most ridiculous game there between FTW and Nation on Inferno. FTW went up in a best of 1 single elimination, keep in mind. FTW go up 11-1 on their T side of Inferno. They then end up choking 14 rounds in a row. It's 15-11 in favor of the team that was on 1 round. So 15-11, 14 rounds in a row for Nation. They choke 4 match points. FTW take it into overtime. Eventually, in second overtime, they win. So, you listen. I just don't know what or who to believe anymore. I think every comeback is possible.
I mean, yeah, I've seen some crazy ones as well. One that comes to mind is watching Endpoint win a 13-2 T half on Vertigo and then lose a second half 14-1. So, yeah, it can happen. Let's see though. Eclot are choosing to force buy. They're not going to try and let K23 get away or get closer. They want to try and win the force buy and force K23 down to pistols again. I don't blame that, but also in situations like that, like this, maybe you want to try and get the M4s as quickly as possible rather than go for the force buy. I feel like you're maybe just giving up around here. Let's see anyway. There's 1 player still alive on B. Fame has got the MP5 out, which is not one you see too often. At least it sounds nice.
Yeah. Give that little SMG a slap as well. But I agree with you, actually. I would have preferred to have seen Dynamo Eclot go for the save. I think the 3rd round buy is actually really strong on the CT side. You get those A1Ss out because they cost $2,900. Look at the weapons K23 would have had going into that 3rd round as well. So you would have had M4s against an SMGs, Skalils, and 1 AK. Now they have to try and get the job done for the force buy, and they're being cleaned up. Kills coming through left, right, center, and K23 have made this one look easy.
Yeah, leapt on by the rifles and the MAC-10. And Eclot, all they're left with is the Eagles to save. Can they win that kill? No. Fame actually wins that with the MP5 and actually gets away as well on 2 HP. And the only thing that Nubik can save is that defuse kit that was brought up, just in case the round got close. I always respect that. But yeah, I've brought it up for a while as well, and I think you mentioned it just the other day on Twitter as well about how you much prefer to see the save after the pistol on the CT side and get those powerful M4s on the 3rd. I've always agreed with you on that one. We're on the same page there, especially in situations like this. If it's say it's literally 14-1, then I would say definitely force. You just need to win rounds at this stage. But if you've got a big lead rather than a big deficit, just giving up 1 round for what feels like no reason can sometimes come back to bite you when you are the underdog team. Let's see though. Long way to go.
Shout out to our title partners, Pinnacle. Of course, if you think you know what's going to happen from here, be sure to head over to Pinnacle and indulge yourself in the variety of the markets that they've got available. Obviously open to 18 years or older.
Got to get that in there. Disclaimer, of course.
Of course.
Please bet responsibly. Try and say it in the most like TV advert voice.
Maybe we should like record ourselves like a soundbite and then we just like push a macro button or something. Yeah.
18 years or older, please bet responsibly.
Yeah, they always get that in like the fastest as well, right? So it's like because they pay for those adverts like per second on TV or radio or something,
that's it.
and they want to make sure that that's not what takes up like their airtime. So please make sure you're 18 years old. Depending on responsibility for those with that, and that's like I didn't hear what he said.
Yeah, I didn't hear what
he
you said,
it,
but
so I guess like they covered themselves.
They covered the basis. That's all that matters. Exactly. Anyway, 13-4, about to be 13-5. Standoff toward the apartments there for Capson. Looked like Ryu almost froze for a second then. That's how still everyone was. Look at Zagev playing so patiently with the MP9. Obviously, K23 sticking with the MP5 and the MP9 too. Sticking with the SMGs to try and get some bonus cash against a full eco. Could be throwing them away in the next round. At least probably the MP5. I reckon Zagev might be cheeky and maybe keep the MP9. We'll see. It can work out pretty nicely for a quick play toward the top of Banana. But let's see. Let's going aggressive. Gets immediately destroyed by that SMG, and Capson's the last one left. Does he check the site properly? Well, he will now, because Capson has showed himself. And there it is, nicely cleaned up. That's 13-5 confirmed. Eclot will have their full buy coming in now. And let's see if K23 wants to stick with the SMGs, or they want to say, okay, well, we had to take every opportunity possible to get guns. Let's see.
Surely they upgrade to AKs. I mean, when you're 13-5 down and you've got 6,500 in the bank and 7,500 respectively on Nealon and Zagev,
there we go.
He at least does make the call. Nealon's still going to have a crack at it with the MP5. This is almost the round for K23. The first gun round is always so important when you're making a comeback, just to make that statement that you have what it takes to win the gun rounds, right? If you can't win the gun rounds, you're not going to make the comeback happen. Fame gets super aggressive in towards the top of Banana, but Kafita's going to shut him down and draw first blood in the round.
That's a really important opening, yeah. The fact that Diato's actually the one to take more damage there in that situation, but Kafita bails him out. 14 HP, took some ticks of that Molotov as well. Now Nealan on the MP5. I don't think that gun is recoverable. I think it's still in the CT's possession. And look at this. There were 3 players toward mid for Eclot at the moment. Norbert though, he spots where Capson was spraying through the smoke with that AWP and MBQ. Or maybe that won't even matter. The damage is so strong. Finally, Nealan gets into the action with the MP5. Can he switch gun? He still hasn't had the opportunity to do that, despite the fact there being guns littered everywhere. And Darto's playing a dirty angle on the back of the site, finding Zagev easily. And unfortunately, that's going to come back and haunt K23 a little bit. They walk into the stack, and that's 14-5. Well played.
Yeah, massive statement made there by Dynamo Eclot, as well as they pick up that first gun round, just to make sure that there's no momentum found, right? By K23, they just snuff out any hope immediately. They just like shut it down by winning that important gun round, in my opinion. 14-5, and it feels like this game's now back on track for Dynamo Eclot to finish it off pretty soon. For K23, something that I pretty much always mention in these types of situations is that they're also just fighting to try and get a little bit momentum on their side going into Mirage next, right? They don't want to lose 16-4 or 16-5. Losing 16-10 would feel a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. Just feeling like, especially after the first map as well, even though it was comfortable for them, Eclot didn't play too badly, so say K23 make this one a little bit closer, and as you say, get double digits, I feel a little bit better about themselves in that situation. Already a nice frag back from Capson, at least makes this round a possibility now, as they tried to advance toward long. It was a good entry from Fame and Norbert to start it off. Norbert's had a very, very quiet map after impressing so much in Overpass, only 5 kills in 20 rounds for him. I know that he'll expect more of himself.
Absolutely going to be Dietor called into duty. It does have an angle peering from behind the flames, gets a kill, important one, levels it back into the 3v3, peeks into the Yorp though, lucky to still be alive. He's actually just trying to keep them at bay. No fear at Dietor, just standing out in the open right now, looking for fights, demanding that they face him. And he's actually got the advantage for his team now as well. The smoke is going to be fading. Captain gets a kill. Can't deny the plant, but I don't think that's going to be changing the outcome of the round. Power steps out. Sure, he gets a kill, but he gets overwhelmed immediately afterwards. And Dynamo Eclot get themselves to map point.
Very well played. That was very strong. As you say, that smoke fading at just that time was actually quite unfortunate there for K23, considering the situation of if it's still up, I doubt that, Capson and a teammate will probably go for that. But, yeah, they probably would have played it a bit slower in that situation. But Grenade came into his position as well. Had to push the plant over to the right a bit more to get it down as quickly as possible. So not to take too much damage, and in the end it was very well played by Eclot. They hold the quad position when they know Exipower's there. One holding left, one holding right. No way out for Exipower. And now it leaves K23 with a buy, but their sniper only has a Tech 9, and Eclot are one away.
Great work coming through from Dynamo Eclot here, just to complement that strong half on the T side, you know, complementing that with good rounds on the CT side as well. A performance to be proud of so far, dominating a strong team. How do K23 try and keep themselves in the hunt? Looks like they're just feeling it out towards the top of Banana right now, looking for a few dry gunfights.
Smoked off Capson toward long. That will give K23 the opportunity to take mid, but they're in a situation right now where they can't afford any error whatsoever. Norbert's through that smoke. He can afford to take some, perhaps a little bit of a risk, considering he is looking to entry basically every single time. Capson, as that smoke fades, will look to swing though, and look at the timing. Oh, that's an absolute tilter for Norbert. He's just checked that position. He was just there. And the smoke fades, and Capson comes and peeks it. Can you believe it? Kafida waiting for a flash from a teammate. In he goes. How many does he get? One's blind? No, they just about recover it. Nilan switches round and takes him out before he does more damage to his teammates. So they have a site to play with now.
Oh yeah, I mean, super aggressive from Dynamo Eclot here on the retake, just throwing numbers at the situation, looking for fights right now, and it's actually K23 who are coming out on top of majority of these fights. Nubik at least going to be able to get himself ahead of that molly. I think that might have been undetected. I'm not sure if somebody heard a step there or not. Either way, trying to edge his way through in towards the site, looking for a fight. Capson, in the meantime, he's stuck in CT, does find Fame in the corner, free frag. Unfortunately, he gets traded out, and yeah, really tough situation that the AWP finds himself in, probably just settles to save the gun.
Yeah, he knows where both of them are. I mean, like, if for example, maybe one player was on site and one player was unknown, then I would say maybe go for it, because he has about, what, 20 seconds to play with them, maybe 15 seconds, and he has a kit. But the fact that he knows that as soon as even if he does get the kill toward one of the two, the other player's just going to instantly peek and trade him, yeah, there's no real way back into that situation. And I believe the gun barrel of the Silence M4 was spotted by, I think it was Nubik coming through to try and retake that one, so that's why they knew where both T's were. Don't forget, you can scroll down and click the panels below the stream to get involved with our partners. We've got AstroPay and CS Money, of course, as well, which you just saw pop up on screen. I believe there's a 40% top-up bonus currently in action to get yourself involved with. Enjoy that. And now it's time to see if Capson can have himself a round. It's the only gun they have in round 22.
Exactly. He has to be the hero. He's the one who's carrying the big green right now. Should I say the big purple with the skin that he's rocking. Dietor's been able to get a frag as well. We can't underestimate his hand cannon. And it's a 5 versus 3. This is an eco. Only the AWP that they brought into this round from the previous. That's the proverbial banana peel here for K23. Oh, and it looks like they're going to be slipping up on it as well. Capson making fantastic moves right now, getting himself in the thick of things. He might even be able to add a third to his team lead. Oh, great shot there from Fame.
Who knows? That could be a game saver, but unfortunately it's a very easy recovery for Valencio. Sure, he doesn't have armor, and he hasn't picked up that kit either. But this B-take has to be clean. Utility will be coming in. Kafida's only got the USP, and there's only that Deagle as well from Dietor here. His position will be heard towards CT. And there's that USP. Kafida will get burnt out by Famous Molotov in the end. Well played, and the boost is checked cleanly. Well done. Now Dietor, he's going to lurk in. Spots one and hits the instant headshot. And he's looking for the final one as well. Finally, Exipower stops him, and it's a 1v1. 40 seconds to go. And it's that recovered AWP that Valencio grabbed from his teammate Capson earlier. How does he win this one? No armor, no kit. Has to creep in. They're buying next round anyway. There's no point saving here. Can he win the game for his team?
Exipower at the AK-47 going up against his beloved AWP. Valencia coming through with the flank. It's all about the timing. Oh my god. Huge amounts of patience. Calm, cool, collected. Whatever superlative you want to use. Valencia gets a team across the line with a fantastic 1 versus 1. And it is going to be a resounding victory on Inferno. 16-5 for Dynamo Eclot, the team who have picked it, and they're not even looking like they're over the world, right over the moon. You know, business as usual. We're going to be shifting ourselves to Mirage next, the decider of the series. You're absolutely not going to want to miss this one. Join us after the break.
Paying online with AstroPay is really simple. From the merchant site, choose AstroPay as your payment option. Then, type your mobile number, enter the confirmation code, and select your preferred payment method. If you choose to pay with AstroPay Wallet, good for you, select it and you are ready. If you choose another payment option, follow the steps on screen. Your online payment is completed. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
Here we go. It's going to be a map through decider. We didn't expect this, did we, Hayes, before this game got underway? Eclot have proved to be in great form and have shown us a fantastic Inferno. It's Mirage to decide this best of three, the first Swiss stage match for both these two teams, and a knife round to find out which side they both start on. It looks like K23 will win it, and we'll pick CT. But I've been impressed. I know you have too. Let's see which way it goes.
Absolutely. I mean, what a sick performance coming through from Dynamo Eclot on Inferno. I was actually a little bit skeptical that they decided to go with Inferno over Dust 2 in the veto, considering Dust 2 is a map that K23 don't play at all. They do play Inferno, even though it's not their strength. So I was a little bit circumspect of that choice from Dynamo Eclot, but they absolutely proved me wrong, and they, were bang on the money. Great results on Inferno. 16-6, as you can see at the top right of your screens. Both of the teams who have picked their map have actually won that map pretty convincingly, so now we have the decider, Trav, to try separate them. Let's get things underway.
Let's see which way this one will go. Capson and Kafida have the utility and the double P250 as well, so they have no Kevlar to work with in this one. And already Nilan will go aggressive toward Palace. That's a lovely opening pick to get that. It basically tells them everything they need to know about what this play's going to be. Diaton is going to leap in, and Nilan gets another one as his position in the cubby is not checked. Valencio does trade it, and now Norbert's in a tough spot, but he gets both. Very nicely played, and everything there was telegraphed immediately off the back of that aggression from Nilan.
Yeah, absolutely. Great little peek and play for information there, and K23 were able to lock it down on the A site. Norbert's already matched the number of kills he got in the first half on Inferno, so that's a nice confidence boost for him, no doubt. But yeah, listen, it just felt like K23 also didn't really pitch up at all, right? Xe Power was nowhere to be found on the CT side with their Zorb. We didn't really see the characteristic super aggressive plays towards Banana coming through from Nealon and Norbert, so I just feel like K23 never really pitched up at all. You know, it's not like you want to be like, oh, should we be worried about K23? Like, I don't think there's a cause for concern in the series. I still feel like they've got this one under control, but yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Think there's a chance for an upset, Trav?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, after what we saw in Inferno, I think there's a chance for them because they were just looking to not just have good tactics, but they just all played well in general as well. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. Both these teams do play this map pretty often. I can have a look for you right now what the win rates are. It's been played 12 times for K23, 15 times for Eclot. K23 have lost their last 2 against Havu in the Dallas qualifier and the Namiga in the Cash Cup. Actually, but I should mention that the Namiga Cash Cup game was where they were just playing with their core and I think 2 friends in the Cash Cup. Their ones before that were a win against Sangal, Mad Lions, Fanbit and Copenhagen Flames. So they're not bad on this map. When it comes to Eclot, they've also lost their last 2. 16-14 though. And before that, they've won 3 in a row. Entropiq Prague, Fanbit and Sangal all close, apart from the Prague game, which was 16-4. So, you know, like, that sort of indicates this is actually going to be closer than we think. But that round wasn't that close because Eclot were full eco. No problem. Money built up for K23. Now the game can properly begin.
I think those are important points that you touch on there, though, Trav. You know, narrow losses to Enterprise and Savage, both 16-14.
Yeah.
I don't want to take away at all from those results for Eclot because those are 2 strong Mirage teams, by the way. Enterprise are really good on Mirage, and they've been looking good at, you know, the sort of scene in the Tier 3, Tier 4 scene of Counter-Strike. So, a Dynamo Eclot, I'm there with you. It's not like this is a whitewash. They've definitely got what it takes to put up a fight and maybe even upset the series. Let's see. Here's going to be the first gun round coming into the equation here. AKs across the board, utility as well, and there's going to be a contest towards middle.
I'm currently protected by this smoke on under, and connector smoke will be thrown in by a teammate as well so he can escape back up connector. Already, the mid control for Eclot is relatively okay because it's forced them away from actually holding it. Of course, you still have 4 M4s, so it's not too much a problem when they want to play range. The MP9 on Nilan is the one that's toward a ramp, and they're going to try and go for a little boost, I think, on the bricks in window to get extra power up ladder room. It's being watched for by Capson, though. Elevated position can be pretty powerful to look in toward a player coming up from under or going up connector and into window. So, at the moment, it's a bit of a standoff. No one's willing to give away an opening pick at all.
K23, they do have a, you know, one forward position on the map, and that's Nealon, who's towards A ramp right now. No surprise with him being the one holding the MP9, but they are going to get the information that Eclot are making their way towards the opposite side of the map. Zagev's got a massive job to do. He's been spotted out here. Valencio and Kafida just going to chase him down. Fame tries to be the first responder, but he suffers the same fate. Capson will step out. Xpower knew that he was there towards the chair, but it doesn't make a difference in the end. Has his head torn clean off, and Capson's just going to continue to try and buy some time here.
Yeah.
Not at all going to change the outcome of the round, whether he goes down or not, and he's been able to get a second kill. Norbert should be traded out, and Dynamo Eclot have got themselves on the board.
Yeah, that was not even that complicated, right? Just going toward B. They isolated Zagev nicely. They had no molly for Van, but they still managed to rip his head off immediately. No problem there. I think Zagev would have wished he was in a slightly different spot when they finally decided to burst toward B. I think it caught him a little bit by surprise if he was like back jail or toward empty pillar perhaps. holding a more favourable angle than just stuck on Van, then perhaps he would have maybe got a couple of kills and made the round a bit different.
Once they spotted him, they also just like relentlessly hunted him down. Valencia was even pre-firing that. KOVA was peeking from the bottom. And also Zagev didn't have any immediate support, right? Like that to rotate through market to try and get there. And it was too little too late. Great execute, great gun round coming through for Dynamo Eclot. Beautifully weighted as well in terms of how they go about taking control in that round. Complete change in pace in this one, however, and it's worked out perfectly for Dieter, who finds that opening pick.
Well played. Up against the full force by K23, of course. They again have an opening pick to work with. It's the power against, once again, the pistol, the player with the pistol, I should say. And it is the pistol with the player, of course. And forced to surround it, but Valencia again has taken an early frag. Nilan gone, and Norbert's gone in the meantime as well. A wall bang to boot as well. Norbert taking that one perfectly, and there we go. KOVA will stop Exit Power with the 5-7, and once again, it's a 5v1, second time in 2 rounds. Well, this is surprisingly clean to start off.
Yeah, this has got a lot of similarities to what we saw on the T side of Inferno, actually, where Dynamo Eclot, you know, when they do look to get aggressive, they find a lot of success in those early excursions. Like, it's super well calculated, and they're able to win those gunfights. But they've also, you know, they've got that slower approach to their game as well. And it just feels like they've been doing a fantastic job at finding opening picks, really, is what it comes down to. They find that opening pick, and then it's just about managing the situation after that. You know, using that advantage that you've been able to secure for yourselves. They did really well in that sense on Inferno, and it feels like that's translated here into the early stages of Mirage as well.
Yeah, it's a weird one, right? Because sure, it's 2 each, but at the moment, just the feeling that I have of this Eclot team, they won what? They won their T side on Inferno 13-2, right? So once again, the first 2 gun rounds have gone in their favour, so that's adding 2 more to the gun round tally on T sides in the last 2 maps. They keep racking them up, and K23 don't seem to know a way to handle them at the moment. Sure, this is an eco, and this will be a 3-2 lead for the T side here, but yeah, there's work to do if you're K23. You need to build a bit of a base now on a CT side, which you've not had any base at all for basically a map and a half now.
Yeah, I mean, their CT side was fantastic on Overpass, right? But that's a CT side where it's a lot more based on, you know, the fundamentals of Counter-Strike, I would say. Maps like Mirage and Inferno, you have to be on the ball when it comes to the fragging department as well. And it just feels like Dynamo Eclots have kind of been outgunning K23 in a lot of these gunfights and a lot of these scenarios as well, where they've been, you know, working into bomb sites in different parts of the map. They've just had the superior mechanics. Nubik was one of those individuals, and he's going to be flexing his skills once again. Yeah, sure, against USP, so it's a lot easier on this occasion, but he achieves the desired result, and Dynamo Eclot get themselves the lead here on Mirage.
As suspected, and look how the Pinnacle odds have changed. We mentioned it, didn't we? K23 are suddenly at 1.6. I don't know, Eclot only 0.6 really behind that at 2.2. So it was a lot wider before. Eclot had 7 odds at one point on Overpass, I believe.
Yeah.
He says a lot how this game's changed around.
Certainly has. I mean, I'm just so impressed by Dynamo Eclot. The fact that they were able to win an Inferno was fantastic. XE Power gets the leg shot. Jesus, Henry and Christ. He goes back for the repeat, buys the lotto ticket, and absolutely stamps in the winning digits. Fires the shot straight through the smoke, and he gets a kill. Not on the player he legged either, by the way.
Exactly. That's what makes it even better. KOVA will be the one now to pick up that AWP from Capson. As he's low, of course. That rule still in effect for basically every single professional team. But holding an off angle from the underback position at the moment. There is a couple of Molotovs to flush him out if they want to try and use one on that. They've already used one on Sandwich, and there's going to be a Molotov used on the bench position as well. But they haven't used one under, but it doesn't matter. The MAC-10, there's no helmet for Norbert, and the MAC-10 takes him out. Exapow now is under pressure, close CT. Should spot the one, but he misses his shot on the player further away, and that forces the MAC-10 in to take him out. Well played, but unfortunately it's a 3v2 for Eclot to try and get past. They have the open KOVA, but they're both stuck in the same position, basically. KOVA has to hit some shots in this situation, and that's going to be hard to do when he's so low. The smoke might not really help him too much, to be honest. They're going to just fire through it, and now it's all down to Dieter. He was insane on Inferno. but he's in too much of a rough spot to make anything happen on Mirage in that 1 versus 2. K23 will even it up again at 3 each.
Oh my god, I mean, it was a very awkward post-plant situation for Dynamo Eclot, wasn't it? Both of those players sort of being corralled on the bomb site. You had the AWP who was watching towards CT, and then the Rifle who was trying to cover the push from the right side. But eventually the walls just pretty much closed in on Dynamo Eclot and crushed them on the side. Great retake coming through from K23 as well. The way they go about like taking contact and pinging off of one another was very good. In the end, it is going to be the scores that get leveled up once again. More than enough cash for the T side to buy up in this round and probably justify some sort of a buy in the next round if they lose this one as well. So Dynamo Eclot, they're still going to continue to ride that wave of momentum.
It's like Fame has a bit of a lineup for that incendiary there. It's when you're smoked off, so you get it just right. Milan looking for that underpass push and a jump on top of the bench. Won't see anything, but he'll make some noise. So the players coming through under will hear him in that position. They know there's an aggressive player towards short. Of course, K23 only won that previous round with 2 players alive, so that puts Norbert on only the MP9. Fame has a line over the top of the connector smoke. Molotov comes in, but it's a little bit too early and not deep enough. Danator will not force Fame away, and that grenade does good amount of damage to both him and NBQ. Nubic, of course. That's a good entry. AWP gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Great kill coming through from Dietor. That's what they were trying to innovate towards lowers with that boost up, right? And XE Power has his head torn right off. Again, Dynamo Eclot find a successful opening pick. Been a highlight and a theme in these rounds. They've been winning on both Inferno and Hero Mirage. Really good conversion rates in these rounds. They found the opening frag because they managed their situation so well. Look at this. They've sent Valencio walking out of A main right now, or A ramp. He's trying to take the attention towards this part of the map. If he could get a kill here, that would be massive, Trav. There's nobody on the B side, so now they're going to hear the util. That means they might take their focus away from A. That allows Valencio to bounce. He's got a kill, and he split the defense down the center with that frag as well.
This is so weird.
Can still win the round, though, I think.
Yeah, Nilan still has a chance to do some damage here. He's taken Nubic down to 14 HP, 12 seconds to go. Bomb will go down comfortably, so I think they're going to be okay off the back of this. Nilan knows he can escape and probably save alongside his teammates. But yeah, that was a really good play from Valencio, taking exactly the right time to walk through A there. And I think you're right, Hayes. That sealed the round. I thought for a chance that, if Nilan maybe got 2 kills as they jump down towards the site, maybe if he drops the bomb in time, there's a chance. But right now he's just trying his best to save, and Valencia will take his head off as well.
Man, oh man, what a big response coming through from Dynamo Eclot. Do you remember what a good job they did on Inferno of making sure that they were winning rounds immediately after K23 were able to win a round? And it just, essentially made sure that there was no momentum found for the CT side at all, right? They've done that exactly here as well. Zagev going to be denied saving his AWP caps, and Shift walks into his scope, but it doesn't matter. The resident AWPer will come out on top. And look at the money here for the CT side, Trav. No cash to speak of. Man, oh man, Dynamo Eclot. I mean, this is turning from okay, could they maybe win a map? Could they be competitive in the half? To there's actually a very realistic chance that these guys could go on to win the series.
Yeah, I think also stylistically, these two teams match up quite well in terms of Eclot, right? Because I think K23 play a very solid sort of base approach, especially on CT side. They go for some aggressive plays sometimes, don't they? Especially off the back of Exopower's AWP. But they are, I wouldn't say predictable, but they do sort of play individually in positions where you would expect them normally to get 1 or 2 kills. Right now, that hasn't really been the case. Eclot have done a good job of stopping them from multi-killing on the CT side. And once again, Fame. I was about to say, if he gets more than 1, then it's dangerous. Nilan's still here. Do they check it? They should check it. But yeah, that's my point. Saying is Eclot have just done a good job of punishing their usual setups. Here we go, though. This is interesting. They're not checking. Oh no, Nilan!
It's a pea shooter.
He gets 1 at least. That's all he could have really hoped for. Sees the leg. I know he does.
Try and make his way forward. He's going to go down. There we go. Yeah, I agree with you. Speaking stylistically as well, K23 have got quite a few individuals on their team who like to make plays, right? You think about Norbert, you think about XE Power, especially on the CT side. We saw them doing it time and time again on Overpass, forcing long, forcing fountain, peeking lowers. They're not afraid to make plays and get in your faces. And Dynamo Eclot have just said, well, you come at us. We're going to win those gunfights. We're going to punish your aggressive plays. we're going to make sure we've got the players there for the trades. They've played a really nice team-based game so far. Their structures and protocols have been solid. And so I think stylistically, it's kind of favoring Dynamo Eclot in that regard because they're able to punish those individually based plays.
Yeah, that's exactly, spot on. I feel like so far in this game as well, Eclot have had one player stand out in certain maps. You had Capson, even on the losing side, having a really good start on the CT side of Overpass. You had Diator, insane on Inferno. I believe his T half finished 19-6 for him in that 13-2 half. And I look at Valencio. He's 13-4. Sure, the lead is only 2 when it comes to rounds, but he's having a field day right now.
He absolutely is. As you say, all these individuals have had their moments in their sun, the moments of glory. Big gun run for K23. They're going to go back to their hold here where Fame drops into lowers and deploys this little one-way smoke to play around. Emphasis towards middle. Himself and Exipower working in tandem. What's the change-up from Dynamo Eclot? They haven't played a heavy execute-based game at all. Is that going to be a change-up? I feel like this is a fake.
Different, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
Right. Okay. I'm not even sure Zagev made too much noise there, to be honest. I think Nubik's just like, okay, well, I can check the corner and just destroy him. And again, Valencio has destroyed Exipower. That's the AWP gone again. This is incredible from Eclot so far. Again, they've wrestled back an advantage. And they still haven't discovered the bomb yet, but look at the minimap right now. Fame's taken a huge kill. I was just staring at the minimap there, seeing the bomb being recovered, and I saw where Fame was. And that's his second kill of the round. And even though they have control of a bomb site, they don't have the objective.
Milan going to be the next man up to try and stop them from getting into the C4. Fame, the player who dropped the bomb in the first place, is going to be the one who has to lock it down. 44 seconds left on the clock. He's certainly thrown a spanner in and amongst the works. Got a molly of his own to answer back with this. That's going to be running the clock down even further. Nubik not going to be finding Fame. The bomb should be collected relatively easily here. The question is, what do they do with the C4? Do they go into the B site or do they go A? My God, doesn't even look like K23 know what's happening here. I have no idea. 20 seconds left. Dynamo Eclot haven't committed either. I think they're sending Nubik into the B site to get information. There is Fame who's here right now. He can actually win this round for his team. He can be the hero that they so desperately need right now. But he's taken so much damage. And he'll be taken down.
That's so rough. I mean, you could see Fame's plan there was to try and delay the clock as much as possible, but he can't even get a clean fight. He's getting caught through walls at every which angle, taking him down so low. When he finally has to make a call to go for a frag, he's only one bullet from death, basically. So that is, again, from Fame. The play to drop the bomb, the play to push up mid like he did, perfect. The play on the site, though, in that position, in a solo position with Norbert disconnected from him, I don't like that one at all. You have to take a bit more initiative there. If you can just swing and take one kill, sure, he's looking at the clock thinking, I can maybe hide here. You have to choose one or the other. You have to commit to hiding behind bench and hide the entire time and wait for the plant, perhaps, or you have to take a fight. And he didn't do either. He was betwixt in between, and got punished for it.
Yeah. So unfortunate. What a streak this is coming through from Dynamo Eclot again, Trav. I think this is just what's been most impressive by Dynamo Eclot is how they've been able to actually roll with the punches, right? You know, you think about that round, nothing was going to according to plan with Fame dropping that C4. They had to actually manage and navigate their way through a very sticky situation. And the fact that they win that round for me is what's like so damn impressive against, you know, the individuals on the side of K23. To be making those situations work is great. Exipower AWP in hand, well, Diator walks straight into his scope. No issue in connecting on that shot. Gonna have to do more, though, if K23 are gonna stand a chance to win the Seco round. Remember, Eclot have won 6 of the past 7, Trav.
K23 stepping up with Exipower's AWP has to be a big factor, and then to recover this one now. Eclot are on T sides since Inferno. And that's including all rounds, I believe. Not even, not just gun rounds, all rounds. I believe they're currently 19-5 in the lead on all their T sides.
Jeez, that is insane.
At the moment, K23, their CT halves are being torn apart.
Wow, that's kind of a stat that I wasn't expecting. 19-5. Wow, in the past, their T rounds up against K23 CT's half since Inferno. Still a chance for K23 to win this round right now. Norbert has got that AK-47. He's retrieved, playing from behind the triple box. He's going to be able to get a kill. Traded out immediately afterwards. K23, they've got armor on all these remaining individuals, so retake is on the cards.
It's doable. They don't have a kit, but they have the AWP still available, and Nilan's trying to creep around the smoke, but that's a big, I was about to say, big shadow advantage there for KOVA. It doesn't matter. Nilan hits 2 headshots with a CZ. Now there's a way back in. It's Nubik and Capson to try and defend it. Spots one, spots a second as well, and he takes the first, and there's Capson, but now it's just one left. Now it's a 1v1. Xpower has to hit a no-scope up close, but it's not going to happen. Nubik gets all 3. What a defense from Eclot again on an afterplant. And that gets them up to 7. That is now 20, as I said, to just K23's 5 since Inferno on T sides. That is a remarkable run. Valencia is up to 15 and 5. Of course, the way this site retake went meant it was going to be difficult anyway with the bomb planted open. It's not like they could hold the bomb behind a box or anything. But still, Nubik had to get the kills, and he did. Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge round coming through from Nubik there with those frags in the post plant. Yes, it was an eco essentially from K23, but it was looking pretty rough. Dietor, you need to drop your smoke grenade, my friend. In the end, Nubik will be the first player to fall in the round. Dietor should be taken down, not before he gets a kill himself, though. So, I mean, he was destined to go down. The fact that he finds a frag before that is pretty good, but it is looking like a fantastic round here for K23. Able to deal with the multiple waves that's been thrown at them here by Dynamo Eclot, and they've just been shut down emphatically. I mean, we haven't really seen Dynamo Eclot take that many fights at the start of a round, I'd say, at all throughout this map so far. So I wonder if they're maybe getting a bit ahead of themselves.
They've been quietly doing an excellent job, right? Like, they've been sort of taking their time in early rounds, not losing opening picks, not putting themselves into tough positions. This has been one of the only rounds, as you say, in the last 2 maps, basically, where they've lost an early advantage on the T side. Probably one of a couple just to talk about. Exapower gets 3 in the end, and just like that, the round's over. They don't have the lead on the half yet. Don't forget K23 got an 8-7 on the T side of Overpass, so they're going to probably want to get a couple more here. They can't really afford to give up double digits to Eclot on their T side, I don't think. Of course, Eclot are, as we've said, they are a very tactically based team. I've been, obviously, but I think both of us will agree that their T sides have been a lot more impressive than their CT sides so far today. So maybe their CT side could get exposed by K23, but let's see. Got a while to go till we get to that point yet. Here's a map 3 decider, of course.
Yeah, Dynamo Eclot, I think, have surprised a lot of people with this performance right now. And this is great to see that they're keeping up with that form that we saw out of them in the group stage, right? Proving that they absolutely deserve to be here. Because you look at some of the other names that were in their group as well, most notably Savage, in my opinion, that probably felt like they should have been the team to be competing in the stage of the competition. And Dynamo Eclot, they're absolutely justifying the fact that they are here right now. So yeah, it's super impressive. I do want to, hopefully they reel it in a little bit. I think that was a bit expansive in the previous round there. They are still going up against supreme individuals. And Exipower's AWP is always going to be need to be respected, right?
And the odds are very even now. So it's at the moment, really, not much to choose between these two teams at all. Eclot just more impressive on their T sides, and K23 having a poor day on their CT sides. Can they recover this half and maybe make it an even one? Let's see. Good start at least. Nilan takes 1. KOVA's gone already. It also looks at that grenade as if to say, where did you come from? But he doesn't take any damage to it. Just 2 HP. Nothing as near as makes no difference, really.
Does look like they're going to be re-exploring towards middle. 3 players here working as a unit for Dynamo Eclot. They've also got a player in a Palace, rather. That's Valencio. He has been a mega force so far here on Mirage. How do they go about their business? Yeah, I think they're using Capson to try and find that opening pick, right? Normally he's like the support AWPer. He's not really the guy who's going to go in first and do the crazy AWPing like Exipower might be. But in these situations, they do need him to still be able to unlock the rounds.
40 seconds to go. They've got control of mid, and then going up towards short. Nilan, nice angle. Stops Nubik from making his way up towards short. That's a really important kill. But Valencia has once again got an entry kill. How many has he got in this half so far? They really get caught here by Dietor, surely? No. Really good adjustment. And Valencia now is incredibly low. Capson's also in the middle of nowhere toward mid. Has to hit a quick no-scope toward window, and I'm thinking he's going to get pinched from 2 different sides. He is. Zagev and Nilan will team up to take Capson out. And that's 5 for K23. And finally now they're whittling down that economy of Eclot. They've got probably one buy left. Valencia can afford to buy. Capson can as well. Nubic can too. Kafida could get a Galil. And they might be able to get Daito on a Mac 10 or something. Or even a Tech 9. And get some form of a buy. K23 will go for a timeout to have a discussion about how to keep this streak going, I think, because they need it.
Yeah, well, K23 are doing here on Mirage what they weren't capable of doing on Inferno, and that was just bringing the game back once it kind of got out of control, right? They've kept their heads in it. They've actually stuck to their plans as well for the most part. It's not like they've made any wholesale changes to their approach on the CT side. They've still had belief in their systems that have worked for them in the past, and it is paying dividends. They've been able to get it back to a 2-round deficit, and I don't even think it's impossible for them to take 8 into the second half with the form we've seen in these past 2 rounds. It's going to be close. And you know, even something that you mentioned earlier, which I'd like to touch on again, I actually think that K23 are going to be better on the T side here on Mirage than they are on the CT side. So, you know, even if they do have only 6 rounds going into that second half, I feel like that's definitely still enough for them to be competitive with.
Yeah, I would agree with that, you know, K23's T side will look a bit more impressive. Eclot. They aren't going to choose to buy, actually, and I don't mind that decision, of course. I mean, they're taking their time on this one. They've been very good at that so far this game, so why start now? Capson will get a hero AWP, as he had the money for it. Well, I think actually Valencia probably had the money for it. I think he had the most now, I remember. So he'll go for it. Tries to stick in the molly to try and get an entry, but again, Valencia hits a headshot. This time with a deagle. Fame gets taken out as well by Nubic, and now this one's getting interesting. Guns recovered for Nubic and Kafida. PV4 retake. Norbert needs to go aggressive to try and stop this one, but he gets caught over the top of the smoke. Some indecision while sitting on ticket like he was. And now it's all down to Dietor and Capson in a 2v2. They've got kits, K23, and utility, but it's an AWP retake.
It is right now. Dietor in towards Sandwich right now, hoping that he might go and check, see if he can get a kill before he's been taken down. No, he decides to step out. That means he exposes himself. It's only Capson left remaining in towards Palace right now. Doesn't seem like they're actually aware that he's here. He goes for the gamble shot. No, it's a leg shot. That couldn't be more unfortunate for Capson. Devastating scenes. If he hits that shot, there's every chance that he could go on to win that round, but not the reality that transpires. 7-6 and there's only 1 round in it.
Oh, goodness. I mean, to be fair, Dynamo Eclot have had plenty of stuff go their way in this game so far. I think it was about time maybe one portion of luck went K23's favour, and that will be it. Sure, maybe they still win the round, as that smoke will still be up, and the second player could probably hop on the bomb, but yeah, the leg shot, that was so close. Unlucky.
Unlucky indeed. I mean, it was K23's round for the taking, right? When you consider the fact it was essentially an anti-eco. Got back-breakingly close, but not going to transpire. 7-6. Dynamo Eclot, this isn't something we've already seen so much out of them on the C side so far, which is just falling back into an execute in the early stages of the round. Let's see how K23 are going to deal with this.
7 for a while. It was 7-3, of course, and I mentioned how K23 could still even get a lead on the half, despite the fact it's been rough for them. And now a good play toward A coming in. Eclot do like their A plays, and they're going for one again. Norbert toward triple will get flashed in, and perfectly timed as well. Kafida tries to plant the bomb, and can't make it happen. Dietor will at least trade it. Fame has a bit of a line through the top of the stairs and jungle smoke. Bomb's still not yet planted, but Dietor will wait. He'll be patient.
Oh, they're taking
and he'll
the
take
C4.
Fame. And yeah, they're left. They've just completely left the situation. Why not? You've got your one pick. It's a 4v3. I think they know that at least 2 of the 3 are still here. So why not get the bomb over to B? Will there be a rotation from K23 in time? I don't think so.
Oh man, and there's still players here for Dynamo Eclot as well, which is going to be keeping K23 interested. I wonder if they've realized Valencia is actually on the site right now. He's going to be looked to be the man to separate these 2 teams, but no impact shall be had from his regard as Nealand just absolutely dispatches of him. 2 versus 3 as the result. Capson gets himself in a 4 position with the AWP. He absolutely did have to make that play. And he does a great job to shut down the player coming through. Exipower will get a kill of his own with the AWP. Good reposition coming through though from Capson. I doubt they're going to be expecting him towards Van initially, so he needs to get this first kill. but the player's been able to bypass him. This gets scary now. Captain realizes they're going to be converging in towards his location, able to get the kill, but he knows that other player had crept forward. Now it's about playing time, dancing with the pillars, back and forth. He's even going to hit the snapshot up close there to take down Zagev as well. And with that, Dynamo Eclot maintain their lead.
That is a fantastic play from Eclot. I mean, the site take was poor. They lost the opening pick, of course, instantly traded there, and then they got a 4v3. They afforded themselves to stick around for a couple more seconds, and they whisked the bomb off from the site back toward the ramp, managed to get away toward B, played to perfection, and despite the fact K23 get those 2 picks immediately, back, thanks to Nilan as well, from the stairs with that disgusting shot onto Valencio, it's, in the end, it wasn't enough. The retake is too hard to do in a situation like that, especially when you've got caps and holding angles with the AWP. So, fantastic stuff. Again, and this game continues to surprise. Capson wins out the clutch. And now the last one of the half comes in with K73 on a bye. But look at that. All of them only have 1 grenade left. Various different ones, but still.
I feel like this sort of last wind on the T side is so important for Dynamo Eclot's cause as well, Trav. You consider there was that passage where they won 6 out of 7 rounds. You know, they were up, I think, 6-2 at one stage or something like that. If they had lost the half 8-7 or whatever it might have been, then I don't know, I'd be a little bit concerned for their cause in terms of the momentum going into the second half. Yeah, they've been able to find the entry once again. Zagev's position's been compromised as he botches his shots, but the bomb carrier has been dropped outside of TV room, and that could be enough to finish off the round alone.
Actual PTSD for Eclot on this round. This time it might not work out for them. It's exactly the same situation, and look where Fame is. 2 more kills with the FAMAS, instant headshots as well. And leaves Kafida 1v4 with only 38 HP. Again, bomb dropped in a ridiculous spot, which, I mean, this is one thing. As it looks like Norbert will finish off the half, he will. 3 kills for him, well played. He had a poor start to Inferno, so it'll be good to see him bounce back. But yeah, that is one thing they will absolutely be fixing him when they rewatch the demo later, because to lose the bomb in that spot twice, there has to be a protocol to stop that. That should not be happening.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you, man. I couldn't agree with you more, should I say. I can't agree with you, Travis. What are you saying? Why should they try and control the bomb better on the T side? Your logic is not coherent. 8-7, stop speaking facts. It is going to be K23. We've got 1 round in the ascendancy to take into this the second half. The final half of the series. What a match it's been so far here between these 2 teams. Their opening game for the Swiss stage.
Yeah, some of them on the T side, don't forget. They're not on the CT side. They had a CT side to play with on Overpass when they won the T half 8-7. This time it's vice versa on Mirage. Let's see how it plays out for them. Half is immediately underway. No hesitation. We do have Valencio to be the player on the kit for Eclot. He's the player who's had the most kills for Eclot in that T half. He was 17-10 to end off the half. Once again, incredibly impressive. And all K23 have in this T-pistol is a smoke and 2 flashes on Nilan. It looks like we are preparing to go for a play toward B. Probably the 1 smoke toward either the market door or the market window, one of the 2. Maybe even short, possibly. And 2 flashes to send his teammates in.
Nobody in a position to quickly rotate either for Dynamo Eclot. So K23 should have the advantage, especially if they can find the opening kill here. Oh, Kafida just gets destroyed.
Okay.
Norbert's going to be able to find a kill as well. The defense has just been dominated. Obviously, the scores earlier had bamboozled my brain with the 1-round advantage for K23, that little flip and switch back and forth. But here we are. It's Dynamo Eclot who are trying to get a 2-round lead. K23 on the cusp of leveling up the scoreline, and they should be able to accomplish exactly that. Yeah, they're going for the save, taking the kit and armor into the next round. K23 make a statement. And this T side, I mean, I did mention in the first half, I thought the T side would be favorable for K23, and they've gotten it off to a nice start as well.
Yeah. Just a little bit, obviously, about 10 seconds or so until the HUD switches over, so then we get the exact half correct for either team. Darto trying to save his USP. He does have Jame time stickers on his USP, so why not? He's about to farm up the cash. 3 headshots for him, and that actually could be something to play with in the second round here. He's got 2950. If he really wants to, he could buy an M4 here and have Kevlar to play with. I mean, why not? They could force around it.
They did it on Inferno, right? They went for the force when they lost the pistol round on the CT side. And they're going to do it again. There's that M4 you were speaking of. He doesn't have head armor, but he's got the firepower behind him. Oh, let's see if this is going to be making a difference. This is all born off of the kills that he gets at the end of that previous round, right? So
exactly.
But the butterfly effect, Trav.
It is. The Jame Time stickers on the USP really actually proved to give him extra power and extra money, perhaps, while saving. This is a round haze where I feel like K23 just have to be so careful. I mean, they'll be so aware that Dietor's got 3 kills there and saved his Kevlar. They'll know that he'll probably have a FAMAS or an M4, one of the two. And really, the buy is not too dissimilar. I mean, the only big advantage they have are 2 AKs, but Capson could easily get some tags off here and activate the MP9 on the Deagles. Players going up towards short, the window smoke fades, and he gets his 1 tag. It's one of the AKs down low already, and Nubic is here with a pistol in support. How many can he get? That's the problem for Nubic, though. Already the Mac 10 will get 1, but Kafila's still here. Only the 1. Good find. Norbert gets off his own. Capson's still here, but it's a 3v2, and in goes the Mac 10 aggressively for exit power. Gets tagged as well, but they have the bomb down now in a 3v2. I think they're just about going to be good.
I mean, you look at the HP of these 3K23 players, certainly 1 shot away from being killed by the scout. There's a kit in play here for the A1S carrier. That's Valencio. So, I mean, you know, there's a reality in which they could have still won this round if they wanted to go for the gamble on the retake. They're going to decide against that, and with that, K23 are going to be getting themselves the lead, Trav. I mean, I think the last time they actually had the lead was what? When they were up 2-0 in the first half, I think.
Yeah. I think you're right, actually. Good point. I mean, we mentioned, didn't we, that at one point on Eclot's T half, they, I think it was when it was it 7-3, I think they were? It was the point where, actually, no, it would have been 8-3, it would have been 8-3, wouldn't it? No, that's a lie. I was right the first time. Trust in yourself, Travis. Yeah, it was 7-3. And that was the point where they were, what, 19-5 on T halves through Inferno and this map as well. So, yeah, that is good recovery, to be honest, from K23, considering that.
And they have a pretty easy round to go up against here as well, don't they? I mean, considering it's an eco from Dynamo Eclot, they should be able to build on this lead and make it a 2-round buffer. So the complexion of this game starts to shift. It was looking like we were heading in a direction of an upset there at one point. Dynamo Eclot on the T side put up a strong performance. Obviously, it's still early days on the T side, but it feels like the favorites, K23, have regained control of this game.
I wouldn't disagree with that. We mentioned that, you know, T sides possibly would be where they start to shine, and already they are doing just that. Good start for T half of them. They're about to make it 10-8. Leland King's up the last 2. 3 for him total. Zagev will get the other 2. And now it's down to Eclot to not let them get away here. They need to win the first couple of rounds on the CT half here, I feel, to keep them in touch. They got the AWP on Capson. They've got everything they could wish to have. This is where it truly begins.
Absolutely. I think this is where Dynamo Eclot need to make the statement that they have what it takes to go up against the might of K23's buys, right? Because if they lose this 11-8, 12-8 afterwards with no cash in the bank, it feels like things start to snowball out of control in XC Power. Well, he's starting to re-find himself here in the series. He went a bit off the boil on Inferno, but a great opening pick there, doing what he does best. And this is the all-important gun run I was referring to, Trav. Lose this one, and you know, I think Eclot probably start to sweat. And look at the response here from K23 after finding that opening pick at A ramp. Immediately everybody just starts shifting to B, and it's actually a great call when you look at the way the CT are set up. The CT side, you know, there's only one player on this B site right now, and it's Kafida who's jump spotting. I think he saw them, but they're not going to be slowing down for anyone or anything.
No, has to retreat. Thankfully, they got a player towards short and the instant rotation from Dietor, so that's something to work with. But Exapower is holding it. I'm pretty sure he'll continue to hold it, and he will. Kafida now has to do all the work, but 1 bullet from death now. Surely he doesn't get a second. Oh, great play. In the end, defends the site really valiantly to take Zagev down there. 2v2 recovered. Lencio on the picked up AWP. And then Nubic on the M4. They have a grenade and they have a flash, and there's the flank from Nubic. Now it's all down to Fame. They now know where he is as well. Just avoids the AWP, holding him in market, and he almost kills Nubic on short. Lovely pre-fire toward Valencio, and he finds Nubic trying to rotate round to get a different angle. Perfect stuff from Fame there. That pre-fire on Valencio was beautiful.
Yeah, really sick stuff coming through from Fame. He was in a similar position in the first half, if you remember, when he was trying to lock down the B-bomb site, and he wasn't actually able to make it work from that position. This time, though, he does close out the clutch. He gets the multi-kill necessary, and K23 adds some serious insult to injury by winning that round. I mean, it was a great effort from KOVA there. I love the crosshair placement on the second kill when he took down Zagev towards bench. Unfortunately, though, his heroics were in vain, and it's going to be Power who opens up once again.
This is starting to show their class and quality now, K23. This is what we expect from them. I've got to say, though, no, sure, maybe Eclot will lose this game now. That's K23 are starting to pull away, but I would not have too many problems with how they've played in general. I think they've been absolutely superb, and this is a team which, as you say, had to make their way through the brutal qualifying groups. And yeah, I reckon that they could probably have a pretty good say in the rest of their Swiss matches, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, if you looked at Dynamo Eclot like 3 months ago, I feel like they just get destroyed by this K23 2-0 without any competition. Then you look at the fact that they've had some decent results recently. They do themselves justice by winning Inferno. That's something to really take away from this match if you're Dynamo Eclot. That right there is a hallmark of progress and steps to being taken forward. And the fact that they've even actually been competitive in, at least a half in the other 2 maps as well has shown some good form. They're not going to be content with that right now though, Trav. They're still going to be wanting to back themselves to try and win this game. And if that is going to be the case, it absolutely needs to start with the run right here in this gun round.
Absolutely. It has to start now. Otherwise, we could be looking at 14-8. And that is a much longer way back. What I will say is that Norbert has stepped up as well in this game. He had a very, very quiet Inferno, and when Norbert starts getting kills again, that's a scary proposition for any team. We know that because K23 have beaten some of the best teams in the world. They have star quality. Of course, they'll feel hard done by. They didn't even make the RMR, but then in the end, they only have themselves to blame on that one.
Such a vital gun round. Absolutely pivotal when it comes to Dynamo Eclot's hopes. Norbert's been able to just walk his way completely undetected in towards ladder room, finds the opening kill. You mentioned how big he's been here on Mirage and what a fantastic turnaround we've seen from him, and he just continues to frag out. And look at what that's done to the map here as well. I mean, Dynamo Eclot, they're incredibly vulnerable right now towards this B-bomb site. They've only left Caps in there with the AWP, and he's not actually checking apartments at all. The flash is so damn good. He's to maintain his position on top of the platform.
Yeah.
He can be seen from Cat. He's taken down by Fame. The round is over. It's all fallen apart. And now we're starting to see K23's strengths come into action, Trav. You're starting to see the synergy and the chemistry of these individuals. The timings are all perfect, and they're a fearless unit as well.
Yeah, Capson will be saying, no cap, I'm getting shot from short, but I'm afraid you are. Your dumpy's showing too much, my friend. You've got to change your position. Get out of there.
He was even so blind, like he didn't know whether he should like step and check apartments or try and drop down. Whatever he did, he would have died. That's for sure. That's like one of those hands in blackjack when you're at the casino. And no matter what you would have done, whether if you took a card or not, you still would have lost to the house. No matter what he did in that situation, he was definitely going to be taken down. And K23, I mean, Trav, is this the same K23 we saw in Inferno? Because I'm not entirely convinced it is.
I think maybe there were some sus imposters from Inferno that have suddenly run away again, because this is the K23 we know. That also had no chance of winning that fight, just absolutely swung on by Fame. And look at that, everyone on K23 is performing, right? That's the big factor. Zagev 13-11, Norbert 18-12, Fame 15-11, Exipower 13-11, Nilan 17-13. All positive, all 5 of them. And that tells the tale.
And
go on.
All 5, that's the thing about K23, right? Sorry, Trav, to cut you off there, but that's the thing you just highlighted, is it's the fact that all 5 of their players are strong individuals when it comes to their mechanical ability and their individual game, right? They all contribute in that department, and that's one of the large catalysts for their success right now.
Exactly. And again, Eclot are on a round which is not too strong. Dato has an M4, of course. And they do have, actually they've got 2 in total. I think they bought one for a teammate to try and go for something. And Dato, did he think he got that kill? And then started to turn away. It felt like that was a situation that just transpired there. And what's happened here? How so early in the round has this happened? How has X5 just completely... How has Kofina not seen him? Okay, well, whatever. This round was going to be over anyway.
So many questions and no answers. Oh, Lord. Well, I mean, we didn't expect there to be too much contest in this round for K23 when you see what Dynamo Eclot had to fight with coming into it. It's just... It's unfortunate when it's like the last half of a series that you fall short, right? Like you got 6 halves that have been played, or this is the 6th so far in this best of 3, and they've been pretty competitive throughout all of those halves, I would say, maybe bar their T side on Overpass.
Yeah.
But, you know, they had a good first T side here on Mirage, but unfortunately, they've just fallen short on the CT side. They haven't been able to complement that strong first half, and K23 giving them a bit of a spanking right now.
Yeah. Capson's ass will be safe this time. He's got his back to the wall on the on the ledge outside A ramp, but he's only 16 HP. 1 bullet anyway will take him down. They don't really need to hunt him because he only has a deagle. One will explode. 14-8 confirmed. Will they spot him? Oh, last tick of the round as well. That just hurts. An extra death for Capson, unfortunately. No Capson.
Yeah, and no Capson at the end of that round either, because he died 14-8. It is going to be another gun round coming through. The last chance, the last hope for Dynamo Eclot to try and put up a fight here. There's a lot of them. The orange ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eclot have not won a CT round.
We need a blue one up there, man. Is this the round?
I mean, why not? They're going to have to make it this round, so I think, you know, I think this is the round they have to try and do something a bit different, so maybe it'll work. Let's see.
But what are they doing different? It's still their same default vanilla hold that's coming through right now. There's no aggression, there's no initiative being taken, there's no information plays coming through. They're just sitting back and waiting. KOVA misses the shots, that gives his position away. I don't think K23 commits yet. It was kind of just like an excursion, just like an information scouting mission.
Yeah. They were feeling it out here just a little bit.
Exactly. Because if they get the kill, then they pounce, right?
Exactly. Shoulder spotting on edge of connector as well. They fall back toward jungle. Nubik is coming from short. But I reckon Norbert will check that in a split second, and there it is. Gets the information. Honestly, I doubt that the short player will look to face it anymore. I mean, he can't anymore now as he's smoked off. So it's a lot slower this time. Eclot have managed to keep 5 alive toward around 40 seconds, which is an improvement on before, but in comes the entries now. Just as I say that, Norbert finds one, and now Valencio, yeah. Just as he looks round, Palace peeks, Fame gets the kill, and every single headshot is being hit from K23. Oh my goodness, Norbert, 3 kills, 3 headshots, that molly's going to spread, Daitor's dead. He looks at it as if to say, oh dear, I have no choice but to jump into my death. Nilan gets the final kill, 15-8, no CT rounds for Eclot, it's pointless, go next!
That's exactly what my problem was with their vanilla setup. The same thing happens in that round that happened in every single round they've lost so far. They just get picked off because they give too much control to K23. Yeah. K23 are so damn good at managing all that map control. They work forward as a unit. They isolate their fights, double peeking, beautiful utility usage as well, and just way too difficult for Dynamo Eclot to contain. Now they've had to go for a force buy with this being the final round. Potentially match point, obviously, for K23. What a sick fight back from K23 this has been here in the second half. Big statement made.
Yeah. And it looks like we could be in a situation where literally, as I said, like it's not a single CT round lost. Or one, I should say, for Eclot, not a single T round lost on K23's T side. I said it would be powerful, and look, I'm proving to be the case at the moment. Finally, they managed to find a way to catch out one of the K23's players. It will be Exopower to drop first with the swing from the window there. But there's still a lot to do.
I mean, that would just be, you know, completing the circle. Dynamo Eclot winning their first round in one of the most unlikely fashions. Yeah, Valencio exposes himself there to connector. Timing completely works out against them, and that's such a big problem. There's only one person who's safe on site right now. It's Captain with an MP9, but he hits a beautiful shot there to take down Fame. Looks to reposition himself. Shouldn't actually be able to reposition himself. How has he slinked his way in towards Tetris? Oh, we will still be taken down, and in fact, he's lost his teammates in the process. Norbert and Nilan N squared. The duo that does the damage and should be sealing this one off as well.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the thing that sort of tells the tale in this one is the fact that Valencio finished the T half 17-10. He hasn't had a single kill on CT side. That sort of says how strong K23 have been. He was on ridiculous form, but He's been absolutely silenced by K23.
Wow.
It looks like the favourite
15 and
team.
5.
Yeah. It looks like the favourite team is going to be making their way through here. Kafida will get spotted by Nilan, and he takes the final headshot. It was a rough one for K23, but they found a way to win, and that's what good teams do. It was a rough one, but they do manage to take it 2-1, and they will win their first Swiss matchup. They go 1-0. Eclot, I would say huge congratulations to them just for playing really well, honestly. But in the end, the quality was just too much for them, and they'll go down 0-1.
I mean, listen, like you say, they're probably going to be a little bit heartbroken right now with Dynamo Eclot, considering they were kind of within touching distance of actually winning that series. But the fact that they were able to win on Inferno, the fact that they had a really strong half on their CT side overpass and their CT side Mirage was pretty, or their T side Mirage was pretty decent as well, right? Where they were able to pick up 8 rounds on the half. So, you know, lots to be excited about for Dynamo Eclot. You can see that they are on that upward trajectory at the moment. They fall short this time. But K23 deserved victors. Not our last game though, Trav. There's still some more action coming up, isn't there?
No, and I'm incredibly excited for this one. I think it's actually one of the matches of the day, at least in my opinion. Our second match will be, and the last match of the day will be Team Spirit. I recently qualified for the major as well through the RMR, and we all know how hard that is, against BLUEJAYS, who are a team we've cast in the past and who have had some great upsets. So we're going to go to a break while we get those players ready and raring to go. We'll be back in around about 5 minutes time, something like that. See you soon, guys.
Withdrawing with AstroPay is really simple. Go to your favorite site and choose AstroPay as withdrawal method. Then type the amount that you want to withdraw, type your mobile number, and click on the Confirm button. Now, enter your wallet with your usual credentials and your money is available in your wallet now. Decide if you want to extract money or buy on your favorite sites. Get the app in your favorite store or visit us at www.astropay.com.
Welcome back, guys, to one more game for today and one more opening Swiss stage match, of course, as well, for the Pinnacle Cup. It's one of the picks of the matches today, actually. I'm really looking forward to this one. It will be Team Spirit versus Blue Jays. And, of course, Spirit, Hayes, are recently qualified for the Major, so they're a team in good form and hungry to do more.
Yeah, you know, in this Team Spirit roster form, Trav, and we're going to have them on our screens right now. I think there was quite a few people who were a bit circumspect after they made the changes. Everyone asking, where's Mur? Because, of course, he was the superstar of Team Spirit, so the fact that they decided to build the roster without him featuring was always a big deal. But once Team Spirit qualified for the Major, I feel like that was like the resounding moment of sort of that proved that they were on the right path. Of course, Patsy and Siren were the two recent additions to the team. I say recent, it's been a while now. Joining up with the stars, Magix, Dexter, and Chopper. They are a formidable outfit.
They are indeed, and I've always really enjoyed watching this team. I mean, even back when Chopper, he was a Vegas Squadron legend, wasn't he, from back in the day? So I've always liked watching him, and I'm hoping to see more from these guys, of course, as well. They're going to be high in confidence at the moment. And as for Blue Jays, we actually know quite a lot about these guys because we've casted them quite a lot in these in all these tournaments, haven't we? There's Pinnacle Winter Series. I think it was FunSpark as well, where we casted these guys a couple of times. They're a good team. They are known to be a little bit inconsistent. I mean, their inconsistency will kind of be very clear when you look at their recent results. They've won 2-1 against Bad News Bears, but also the day before lost 2-1 against Bad News Bears. So that kind of tells the tale of how these guys sometimes play. But they are very talented, and they've gotten far in these events in the past.
Yeah, they have. I mean, I think a hallmark of Blue Jays is they're kind of greater than the sum of their parts when you look at the individuals and then you look at what they're capable of doing as a unit. I think that they actually are a strong team. They made that roster change fairly recently as well, bringing Necrogenesis into the team, of course. And I was quite surprised, I would say, to see that change from the outside. I felt like, this Blue Jays team was on track and actually achieving some pretty decent results. But they decided to bring Necrogenesis into the team, which was interesting. I think you replaced Styles, if I remember correctly, as the player who's missing from Blue Jays. So going to be interesting to see how that sort of affects them going forward. Let's shift ourselves into the veto. Let's see what maps we're going to have here. Please no Dust 2, please no Dust 2, please no Dust 2.
Well, we're about to see the first two bans. Nuke, Dust 2, maybe? Nope, Inferno. Well, I mean, okay, here we go. Inferno's gone already. We've seen Inferno already today. So we're going to get to see, definitely going to see a new map, I'd hope. There you go. Yes. So we're going to see Mirage, which is Blue Jays' pick. One of the maps they've actually really liked as of late. And a pick of Ancient from Spirit. So now that's interesting. We haven't seen an Ancient so far today. I'm hoping that will work out. Unfortunately, Hayes, you're in pain because if we do go to a third map decider, it will be Dust 2. But this is still going to be pretty interesting. I think it's one of the closest games we could have today.
Listen, Trav, my favorite map at the moment is closely followed by Nuke as Ancients. I'm really enjoying watching this map at the moment. I think it's cool to see the different ways that teams are going about playing the map as well, stylistically, just something new and fresh as well. And yeah, I've been a big fan, so it's cool to see Team Spirit picking that coming into this game. Mirage was picked by Blue Jays. That's been a hallmark of their strengths for as long as they've been a team, essentially. Mirage has just been a strength of theirs. They've been great on that map. It's a map that they can play against, upper echelon teams and kind of teams in the upper echelons of competitive Counter-Strike, right? Punching above their weight almost. And Spirits haven't been good on Mirage lately either, so maybe a chance for an upset there on map 1.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that one will pan out, of course, because at Mirage, I think, I can have a quick look for you right now, so I have the exact statistics for you. So there we go. You can see why Spirit have picked Ancient. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's an 80% win rate for them. Blue Jays, the fact they've actually been given Mirage is a big deal for them because I checked beforehand and I'm just double checking it right now. The fact that they actually have 20 maps played on Mirage on HLTV in the last 3 months and their win rate is 70%. They've won their last 4. Actually, tell a lie, they've won the last 5, including a 28-26 victory against Gamer Legion in the previous Pinnacle Cup. So that's a win and a half for them in probably 2 maps played in 1 there. So yeah, it should be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I actually feel like Blue Jays can get off to a really good start here in this one.
Yeah, they can. The thing is, Mirage is that map that they're capable of playing against teams that are better than them on and still coming out on top. You look at, like you pointed out, Gamer Legion, Mouse NXT. They were able to beat Entropiq on the map. They came close against OneWin. We know that OneWin are really strong. They actually beat one was K23 they came close against. So the point in case is that they have what it takes to be competitive on Mirage, even against seemingly tier 2 opposition. So yeah, Spirit, who struggle on the map against those said tier 2 teams probably have their work cut out for them, right? Their recent results are 16-12 loss to Anonymous, 16-11 loss to Ents, 16-14 loss to Sinners. All of those results coming in the RMR qualifier, by the way, so the RMR itself, should I say. But the point is they've been losing out those close games on Mirage to stronger teams. So are they going to be able to right their wrongs here against Blue Jays? We'll find out. As for Ancient though, Trav, that should almost be the roles reversed, right?
Yeah, I feel that as well. I mean, Spirit have actually done some great work on that map recently, of course, as well. Essentially, they've only played it 5 times recently on HLTV, but they've had some great wins. They've beaten Sinners, they've beaten Saul, and they've beaten, I think, Alternate Attacks as well. And that's a team, actually, that did quite like Ancient in the past. So
check the dates on those games, though, Trav, because it's actually been a while since they've played Ancient.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, actually, I just had a look at that. Yeah, good point. I mean, that's actually mid-February, so that's actually quite a while. Yeah, good point. So I guess it's one of their pocket picks that they haven't really been given a chance to play as of yet. Maybe a lot of teams in the RMR saw it, for example, and thought, okay, they've won their last 4. Let's avoid Ancient against them. So yeah, that's probably a good call. But yeah, if we do get to a decider, they're good on Dust 2 as well. Thing is, Blue Jays play it a lot too. So this is why I said that I thought this series could be very close. I think Blue Jays have a really good map pool for this one, even though Spirit are obviously the favourites.
Yeah, it's true. As the underdog, they're still going to have a chance because they're going to be competent on all the maps we play. Game is live. We're going to be shifting ourselves into the first pistol round of the series. Oh, God, I'm really excited for this game. We've got Blue Jays who have obviously made the change fairly recently, bringing Necrogenesis into the mix, looking to continue their upward trajectory. As for Team Spirit, well, we know that they're in a fantastic place right now, having recently qualified for the major. So let's see how this one's going to pan out.
Let's go. Kixan is the one with all the utility on the Blue Jay side. 2 flashes and a smoke, even a decoy as well. I wonder if that's going to be used for anything. I'll have to see. He obviously wants to use all of his money. And that'll be already a spot. Catanito will get caught off there by Patsy, and that's an opening frag for the USP. Siren with the off angle towards short as they jump down toward the B site, and they're already pushing aggressively toward the other side of the site as well, next to Kitchen. Can they do anything with it?
At least Blue Jays are going to be able to secure themselves a bomb planter. They don't really have fantastic post-plant positions. Nobody in apartments anymore, so they won't be able to maintain control safely from there. And there is a flank coming through from Magix. 2 players on Cat, 2 players on Market. It's just about whether Team Spirit can hit their shots or not, because they've definitely got the players in position to make the retake happen. Kills going back and forth right now. Siren's actually going to be bypassing Danny towards Cat, and Danny will round him and get the kill. Blue Jays with the flurry of frags. Draw first blood here on Mirage.
Only just, but they made it happen. If he managed to get that kill toward Danny, he did have a smoke and a kit as well, so if he could get onto the bomb, you never know in that scenario. It's not like you're up against a rifle in that situation, you're up against a Glock. Don't forget, you can scroll down and click the panels below the stream to get involved with our partners. We have AstroPay, of course, and as you just saw, the pop-up there, CS Money. I believe there is a 40% top-up bonus currently in action, so get yourself involved with that one. And Team Spirit are doing what you like to see, Hayes. They're full ecoing for the M4s in the third.
Yeah, exactly that. Going to go for the buy-up in the next round. Easy A1S purchase there, costing only $2,900. And, assuming most of Blue Jays players stay alive at the end of this round, it's going to be M4s and Galils to go up against. A couple AKs in the mix, I suppose. As for Blue Jays right now, they are just playing it nice and slow, as you want to do against USPs, right? Firstly, you want to scout to know what you're playing against in these types of rounds. And once you know it's just the USPs, at that point, you want to play the round out slowly. You want to take your time. You don't mind taking the gunfights at that point. Miss Molly, force take it forward. Oh, player in the corner. That's going to lead to his demise. I don't think this changes the complexion of the round, does it? Dexter with the P250 has been able to get a kill, but it's just barely any upgraded pistols, so it's still so tough for them to have the firepower. Now they've picked up an AK, though. Magix is doing the Lord's work without armor, though. It's so tough for him. Somebody's going to be able to get the kill onto Casanito before he goes down. It's only Patsy left remaining, and he's going to have the perfect timing as he comes around the corner to win the eco round for his team.
Oh no, that is I mean, it's not Glocks, but it's certainly USPs that unfortunately Blue Jays have lost to there, and that just the first kill in that entire situation just told the tale, I feel like, of how that round was going to play out, because you have the player pushing in first, the Molotov smacks his teammate in the back, they have to push through it, there's a USP in the corner they don't check, he has no idea where he's being shot from because it's the USP, he doesn't react at all. And then, as you say, Magic's doing Lord's work there, stuck toward Van, even getting one more kill stuck in the Molotov. Brilliant stuff. And that already puts them at a pretty significant disadvantage. Danny does take the head off of Magix, which is a good find. And Chopper's very low. Esnito needs to find his kill and almost whiffs it, but just about recovers it. And again, the pistols are fighting back. 3v2. They are walking into... Never mind. Whatever. It's everything's going against what I'm predicting so far. Chopper 1v2.
What do we even watch this round? I'm just sitting here, my jaw's on the floor right now. Ridiculous scenes playing out, it must be said. Chopper's the only player left remaining. He's got 20 points of health, but he's making the perfect read right now. Necrogenesis, not going to spot him. The timing couldn't literally be any worse here. I don't think Chopper can drop the bomb carrier, though, so he won't be able to do anything about that, but at least he will have a head start on the flank.
Yeah, but they're going to guess it sooner or later, aren't they? It just might be quicker than they're realising. Both players are full health, that's the problem. If Chopper was full HP here, I would say he has this clutch almost in the palm of his hands. Looks for the first kill, finds it, but has to stick in the reload. Tap on the bomb comes in. Danny does have head armor, but a Chopper hits the double headshot. Absolutely spot on from Chopper. An insane 1v2 from him. Creeping up from behind, and this game is delivered. And we're what? 3 rounds in. What's going on?
I nearly just table flipped my goddamn table while I'm casting this game, okay? And I'm not even playing this game. What did Chopper just pull off? How does he get that clutch? Barely any health. What a mega brain he is. But before we even talk about the clutch, how did we even end up in that situation in the first place? Team Spirit taking fights left, right, and center towards middle, throwing numbers at the situation. They're completely overzealous. They get punished by BLUEJAYS in kind. Ends up in a ridiculous 2v1. Chopper has no health. I thought no chance. Great call, but then he had the timing right when Necrogenesis checks lowers, and then he leaves lowers, so Chopper comes around the corner at the best possible moment. The backstab, the kills, and then he catches Danny trying to jump through the window if he's tapped the defuse, so the fact that he doesn't have health or armor doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was a long sentence, but respect, you nailed it. Chopper with the MP9, Dexter with another one as well, make that a second. Yorp looking fine and dandy. 3 kills for Dexter on the defense, and it was a complete force buy in response from BLUEJAYS as well. But I will mention, we have no money and no kills to show for it either.
Oh my lord. I mean, listen, if you're BLUEJAYS, there needs to be some sort of a pause, or they need to regather themselves, mate. Having lost these 2 previous rounds that they have, first of all, the full eco. They lose a full anti-eco to Team Spirit in the second round, and then they lose a ridiculous 1 versus 2 where they had everything going for them in the round. I mean, obviously, a few series of unfortunate events, but still, when you're playing against Team Spirit, if you're not winning those rounds, Trav, you're not going to win the game. It's as simple as that. Now we get to see that clutch again.
Look at this. It's his second kill. Danny's 98 health. Look at that. Double headshot. That is so glorious.
On the jump up, so Danny can't even do anything. And now we have Dexter in the follow-up round.
I mean, I have to be slightly critical perhaps there of Danny in that situation. Really, I feel like he should have the experience and the knowledge that perhaps Chopper doesn't have a kit in a round like that. So maybe just take your time a little bit more in that one. I mean, it's not like he's gonna have any chance otherwise. I feel like they probably would have known he was low, but. Yeah, it's a rough one. And
sometimes knowing he's low makes it even worse, right? Because you feel so compelled to force the frag as well, because you just want to land 1 bullet and close off the round. So you're like, stuff it, I'm just going to jump in, get the kill. All the kills coming through for Team Spirit right now. They mopped up the anti-force buy with ease in the previous, and they're doing the exact same thing here in the anti-eco as well. And remember, this is BLUEJAYS' big pick of Mirage. This is their trump card right now. As I said in the pregame, Team Spirit, it wasn't the best start. We often see teams have like a purple patch or a honeymoon period after they create their roster, and Team Spirit actually didn't have that. They kind of struggled after the formation of this team, and I wouldn't even say it was the recent additions that were the problem. I would almost like put it at Dexter's doorstep. I would say he was a shadow of him former self in 2021, when this team had started, but he's absolutely picked up his performance once again. He had a 1.26 rating at the RMR event, and he's looking so damn good.
That's a great round for some confidence early doors as well. I mean, BLUEJAYS, they're going to be kind of confused right now. And look what's going on here. They're walking into the Molotov. Do they still find a way to take Siren? They do. In the end, the flashbang from Necrogenesis there works really well, because Danny was absolutely running through nades, running through fire to try and get that one. But he still takes the kill, and that's an important entry. 4v5 on the retake. There's going to be 2 players coming in from short. In fact, I tell a lie. There's going to be all 4 coming in from short. Look at this. The cavalry's arrived. Can they retake the bomb site?
Oh my god, great first shot there from Edkit. Steps out. He's even going to be able to add a second to his tally in the meantime. Dexter was the player who was just tasked with trying to hold the apartments angle while his teammates cleared out the bomb site. Unfortunately, they've been incredibly unsuccessful. Dexter's hanging around right now. There's a kid in front of him. And everybody has left the site. 8Kits is leaving as well. Dexter doesn't want to go for the ninja here, does he? Okay, no, he's missed his window of opportunity. He's just looking for extra kills. Savage.
Tell you what, like if he, I think even if it was 5 seconds sooner, I think the player apartments would have heard it. So I was tempted as well. I saw that kit; it looked so tempting on the ground, didn't it?
It was juicy. Either way, it is going to be a big round for Blue Jays. Just executing into the B site, right? Very successful. Good util usage, blinding up Siren towards Van, forcing that frag, and then from there they lock it down in the post plant.
Very well played indeed. Especially, you know, to silence some of their nerves, perhaps, or their opening misgivings, losing the pistol like they did, and also using the force buy like they did, and then the full eco USPs as well. 2 horrible rounds to lose, but no problem. Only 2 rounds behind. And now Team Spirit's economy is up against it. Dexter still has some left over, but everyone else is a bit lower than him. So, how does this play out? Chopper close ramp. Can't win the duel toward Danny. Big swing comes in for Magix, but surely he's going to get help from the teammates sooner or later. Kicks down. Oh, I thought that swing might be a bit late, but he recovers in time to get the trade kill. 3v4. Dexter in position toward ramp. Misses that flick. And now he's focused on the player coming from Palace. Will they be able to get the smokes up before he gets another kill?
Yeah, they should be able to successfully secure the plant at the bare minimum with the man advantage in play. In fact, it looks like Dexter's going to completely reposition himself and join up with his teammates here on the retake. That's a big kill coming through from Patsy. That's all the way from Catwalk, by the way, tapping through to get the bomb planter. Oh. And Kicksan is going to fall to Siren as well. There's a flash that comes through, but it's a second too late. And now it's the man advantage in favor of Team Spirit, who are looking to try and get this retake underway. They haven't got a kit in play, though. Not sure if there's one on the site. In the meantime, they're losing players.
They are 2v2. No kit available for Siren or Dexter. I don't think there's one on the site either, if I'm not mistaken. I don't see one through the X-ray at the moment. They're going to have to hurry up off the back of this. Siren will tap the bomb. Castaneda can swing wide, and it's a double swing from his teammate as well. Makes it impossible. Dexter can trade it. He has to escape, and he's looking for the retreating. Oh my Lord. Goodness. I mean, it's not going to win a round, but at least it's flashy. Dexter saves the ult with a beautiful flick. And Blue Jays get their third.
What taste does that leave in your mouth, Trav? Like, what flavor is that? Because
well, strawberry. Because in our mid-map break, I had some strawberries to snack on. So.
All right, I was going with, I don't know, like something spicy, man. That was hot. that was chilly. That was a fantastic little flick shot there. Obviously, doesn't really change the outcome of the round, but a cool shot. And Dexter's in red hot form, quite obviously. Blue Jays continue to play this exec-based game style though, and they can break Team Spirit's economy here if they win this round, can't they?
As I said, Dexter had all that money saved up. I think he managed to drop. I mean, what did he have? Did he have like 9,800 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken?
He did.
So that's enough for 3 M4s, I think. So he's just dropped everyone. And even though that flash comes in, Magix will take Danny out. 2 headshots to Danny, right into the head immediately. And Magix, oh my goodness, how is he getting so many kills? 2 of those are through smokes. What's just happened? Where is he? Is he in Connector? He is, isn't he? How has that just happened?
The ghost of Magix. We don't even know where Magix is. How on earth are Blue Jays supposed to know where he is? We got goddamn X-ray. And a mini-map to know where he's located as well. Dexter's going to be able to get a kill. Should be putting pretty much the finishing touch on the round. Chopper going to be coming through from behind. Doesn't even want the knife kill. Just immediately puts 8Kit to death. Team Spirit. You can see this form from the majors definitely, you know, continued through here as well. Or from the RMR at least. They're playing some good Counter-Strike, Trav. And it's everybody as well who's chipping in.
Yeah, this is you can tell they put the work in, right? Because the early days of this roster did not look like anywhere near as clean as this when it comes to individually as well. And that was a really nice hold. Yeah, Magix with 3 kills. One was the one where he was blind, and the other 2 were through the top of the smoking connector, I believe, as they jumped out ramp. So, yeah, that is, well, I mean, I'm not even sure how much you could see of any of his kills, but he got 3 of them. At least he'll know at least he'll know it by the kill feed. It's the only way he will have known.
Yeah, exactly. Good old kill feed, reliable as ever. Freedom of speech, big hot topic. Can you trust anything but the kill feed? I don't know. Kixan, Looking to
Maybe
try
you
and
could
find
spot him. You're right.
a way into the round. Necrogenesis has got the hero AK, but Necrogenesis is not alive anymore.
Nor is Casanito. Patsy with the secondary AWP, looking very strong, and Dexter gets his frag as well. Danny will take his head off with the Deagle. Nice shot. The Danny Deagle, but unfortunately he can't repeat the feat.
Nice one, Trav. That one is smooth.
Sometimes I have a nice rhyme, every now and then.
See, that one was
Sometimes,
like cream, you know.
Sometimes they're by accident, and sometimes they're on purpose.
Those are the best ones, though.
Yeah.
Just kind of roll with it.
Exactly.
Siren, well, the B player does get a bit of action there, gets to finish off the round, taking down Kicksand 6-3. Team Spirit doubling up on their opponents here. There's going to be another gun round that comes through for BLUEJAYS. But the pressure's building. Patsy had a lot of impact with that second AWP as well. They've been struggling to deal with Dexter's AWP alone. So if it's just an issue of dealing with an AWP, then their problems have gotten even worse, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, as you say, I mean, you brought up the Necrogenesis Hero AK in the previous round. Well, I mean, by going for that and getting literally nothing done, he's forced himself into an AK, into a Tech 9, sorry.
Have a hero, yeah, so if you have a Hero AK in a gun round, what's a Tech 9 in a buy round?
It's a... What's the opposite of
like
hero?
A villain's a villain, right?
Villain.
So it'd be like a villain's
Pistol.
Tech 9.
I mean,
yeah,
I can't think of anything smart, I'm sorry. Not this time.
All right. Either way, look at Magic. He's been able
is.
to make a big play all the way through T4. Necrogenesis is not going to be able to win that gunfight. Aik certainly should, though. Magic's is tapping where A1 is. He does dink his opponent. Unfortunately, AK trumps M4. There's still a man advantage in the round. You make that a two-man advantage as Chopper. He finds himself a kill as well.
Yeah, that was too strong in the end. That was a really nice setup. That was open, wasn't it, for a player to creep out Palace, but with Chopper confident that he didn't have to look at ramp just yet. Just stares at it. Helps out his teammate. And now Aid Kit is last alive with 9 HP. And yeah, I mean, the timing of Denny walking up Palace there could have worked for them if Chopper eventually has to look toward ramp. I guess that's what they thought in the end. Danny's sort of impression of that situation was, okay, well, if they have a player looking toward Palace from sight, I'll duel him. If they don't, maybe I have a chance to catch someone in the back, and maybe if there's a ramp player, they're looking toward ramp because there's a player coming from that position. So in the end, couldn't make it happen, and BLUEJAYS will call a timeout to try and figure out what's going on.
I think that's what's also super impressive from Chopper in that position, by the way, which you almost highlight, and that's what leads to him undoing that exact outcome is he's just reading the timing on that situation. He's saying, okay, I know Magix was in T-spawn. He's called to me that he dinked a second person there, but he was still all the way deep side T-spawn, right? So I've got about 6 or 7 seconds here that I can stand out in the open and just watch towards Palace without any concern. And the push does come through from Palace in that window, and he's able to get the kill. So just really good awareness coming through from Chopper. He's always been a smart Counter-Strike player. No surprises, the IGL.
Indeed. 7-3 on the CT side for Team Spirit. Once again, they'll continue, of course, with that double up setup. Patsy on that secondary. I've been impressed with what I've seen from Patsy, and when they actually bring this one out, it's a nice factor to have. And already, you might have a chance to do some work with it. They are grouping toward B early on. Deep Molotov and some aggression, perhaps. Siren will walk up with Patsy holding the angle, and they're going to join up together here. Patsy can hold the angle, and Siren with the ability to drop off the window ledge as soon as he takes the duel. How will this one pan out?
Well, we're going to be finding out soon enough. Don't have to wait, and stay tuned for scenes in the next episode because it's going to be happening right here, right now. No cliffhanger. It is, of course, an anti-eco for Team Spirit, so it shouldn't be too much for them to clean up. And Siren, he's going to be able to get 3 kills on the mowdown. That's justice as well, by the way, because Siren's the B anchor, so he deserves these anti-eco kills. We all know the plight of the B anchor.
I play B on Mirage, and I play B on most maps.
Same.
I'm.
What did you do to deserve that, Trav? So sorry.
It's okay. I like the satisfaction of annoying people. There was a game there was a game I played the other day where I was up against someone who would constantly push smokes like on B, right? So I just kept playing the dirtiest like off angles and one ways on the site, and he just as when I killed him for the 4th round in the row, he was like, "Bro, come on, let me play B." I just replied, "LOL."
Yeah, you can be fiendish on the B bomb sites, right? There's so many nooks and crannies and Yeah, you're right. You can be a bit fiendish. Fair enough.
I lost that game overall. Actually, no, I won that game. But I did lose 4 in a row after that, so maybe that's a bit of karma. Who knows?
Well, I mean, you won that game. That's
yeah, fair enough.
You got in his head, rent-free. It is going to be a big round here, Trav, for Blue Jays to try and get their course back on track, because it's kind of just been one-way traffic in these past few rounds, it feels like, for Team Spirit. Dominating proceedings. I am slightly concerned after the start they had, because, you know, if you just think about the rounds that were literally almost slam dunks against the USPs and against that Chopper 20 HP clutch, we're probably looking at what? I don't know, maybe even a 1 round difference at this current point. Yeah, probably. Look at Patsy. Oh, he wants to peek so damn badly. He's going to do exactly that. Casanito caught in the middle of nowhere. Going to get taken out the round. That's always so frustrating when you're the T player, and that's late in the round as well towards middle. You don't expect the CTs to reface, especially not without utility. And it's just frags left, right, and center. Blue Jays have got nothing to show for the first minute of the round. Just 2 players left remaining. They're going to have to try and get their way in towards the B side, but this is asking a lot.
Yeah, this is a shame. They've been caught off by an on-form Team Spirit by the looks of things. And don't forget, this is Blue Jays' pick as well, a map they've been very successful on. Maybe their CT side will look a bit different, but at the moment, Team Spirit, I'm very impressed. Jumping over the angles, trying to get the AWP to watch toward the market. But Chopper gets 1 and Siren gets the last as well. That's 12 and 5 for Siren. 2 more kills for him. 1 for Patsy, 1 for Dexter, 1 for Chopper. Look at the kills across the board for Team Spirit. Everyone's chiming in, and that is the sign of a team in harmony.
Absolutely, Trav. Couldn't agree with you more, mate. Everybody contributing, everybody chipping in. Across the board, 9-3. Great performance on the CT side so far from Team Spirit. And when you see the way that everybody's playing, it feels like they're just in good form right now. So it's not like they should just drop off of a cliff when they shift to the T side, right? It feels like with the strength of their individuals, that should almost be enough for them to be competitive. Whether Mirage is a map that they struggle on or not, you know, they've got guys who are gaming right now, and they're clicking heads pretty damn well. So I think Blue Jays are, yeah, they've got a tough game in store for them right now, going up against a strong Team Spirit. There's going to be contact towards middle. Dexter absolutely feeling himself right now. Goes for a fight there where you probably don't need to go for the repeak. He's going to still be the man advantage for the Team Spirit, though.
Yeah, Team Spirit clicking heads and Dexter clicking chests as well. And some stomachs. But Necrogenesis has done really well here. He's recovered this into a 1 versus 1. Have he spotted Siren, though? Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, in that situation, in that position, you do see sort of the edge of the body first before the player in Connector has a chance to see you, and Siren will pounce and win the 1 versus 1. Doesn't matter, money's not a problem. It was a nice strike from Necrogenesis. He was actually the worst performing player on the Blue Jays side before he was in that clutch. And if he won it, it would have been fantastic. But in the end, it's Team Spirit expectedly up to 10. Siren seals it. And just 2 rounds in the half left to go. This could easily be a 12-3.
I just can't stop thinking about those first 2 rounds. Team Spirit were able to win the eco round win and then the 1 versus 2 clutch from Chopper with 20 health. And how those have shaped the outcome of this entire half. It is going to be another opener that comes through from Dexter. Just continues to make his presence known. Omnipresent on the map right now is Mr. Dexter, the heart and soul of Team Spirit. Love to see him in such good form.
Yeah.
Fun player to watch.
I agree. I remember him from the Espada days when I casted him in some random online qualifiers, you know? I mean, actually, one of the ones that I remember, I'll get into that later, actually, because we've got a round to cast here. Kickstand, look where he is. He's made his way into window, and he's actually got himself into a really nice spot. Or Dexter, yeah, gets the tag to the edge of market and finishes him off. That's Kickstand's flank dealt with, and now it's a tough one to recover because the map control that they have, they're kind of falling away from, and they have to, because look where the bomb is. It's not committed to either site yet. Necrogenesis is pushing through under. Will he catch Siren in the side of the head? He should do. There we go. 3v3 recovered.
Feels like that's poetic justice there for Blue Jays. They deserve the timing in their favor. Where do they go from here is the question. 40 seconds left remaining. Dexter's exchanged his AWP for an AK-47. Probably the better weapon to have in the situation as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what they can make happen in the situation, Trav. Barely any time. Have to execute B.
Yeah, I think they do. And now we're in a situation where Casanito could have a flank, a late round flank. as well. 13 seconds to go, but Patsy's still looking for it. He's picked up the M4 on the ground, and look at this play from Dexter. He's also got a picked up rifle, not even on the AWP anymore, and he's taken Necrogenesis out. It's now all down to aid kit, and he don't think that bomb plant's going to come through. Oh my goodness, it actually does, but it doesn't matter. Patsy can take him out. Plenty of health to work with. And aid kit has no health to work with, and that will be an 11-3 for Team Spirit. I believe my good co-caster Hayes has got a bit of an internet problem, but he'll be back soon. I believe he knew this was coming and has a generator backup ready and ready to go. That's how much he cares about you guys. Won't be leaving me alone for too long. Spirit up to 11-3. Last one of the half coming in. Blue Jays have a bye. 5 AKs across the board. And once again, with all the money they have, Team Spirit, of course, they're fine with repurchasing the double AWP. That's how much money they had. They could afford to switch to the rifles and then buy back the AWPs later, basically, after the round was won. Patsy down to 850, repurchasing his. Dexter could recover his. Danny once again in Palace. We've seen him there multiple times in this game so far. Got taken out by Dexter's AWP last time around. Free smoke to lock him out a little while longer. Chopper will be making a lot of noise on the rotation, and it will be Blue Jays trying to make their way up connector. You've got Necrogenesis and Kickstand together. Patsy on that secondary AWP. When does he swing? Castanito will win his duel. Magix will go out of the round already, and Dexter's stuck. Very stuck toward ramp. Tried to get the Deagle out to finish off the player's close range, but couldn't make it happen. And I think the Blue Jays might just be able to get away with the fourth here. 11-4 Zonics Law, perhaps. They're still in chance of a comeback when they get to their CT side. Siren's going to be in a very rough spot here. This is just insta-death when you go through Motorhole. It's called Motorhole for a reason. The only reason he gets that kill is because he has Patsy to trade off of him. But look where the player top mid is. No way he can get away from that. And that's the 11-4 confirmed for Team Spirit. Blue Jays at least recover the last couple of rounds of the half. Well played to them. But it's still a long way back. Team Spirit have 9, 15, 14, 14 and 13 kills across the board. Patsy and Siren actually both have very, very equal CADs as well. Shows how good a team performance it was. Second half back underway again. Ixan looking for the opening duel toward top mid with the USP. There are 3 players here to try and hold the possibility of a mid play from Team Spirit. Aid kit in window, Ixan in connector. And there's no defuse kit on Blue Jays. They're going to commit to the 5 sets of Kevlar. Chopper is the one with the utility. Smoke and the flash. P250 on Dexter, of course. We see that often. You get the AWPer on the P250 to look for the opening duels. Get him boosted up a bit. Now going to be going in toward B. 1 player short, 1 player sight. And then the full rotation's coming in now with a minute to go. Danny hiding toward bench. Trying to hold his position. Necrogenesis will at least get 1 tap. And Danny actually has got 2. Really well played from him. And Chopper can only get 1 back in return. He's getting tapped from range, more health being lost. But he still attacks the head of Castanito. And Kickstan's up close. Will get flanked eventually by Magix, but now it's tough. 3 players to find with 40 seconds to go. I don't think this is going to be happening. Danny is still toward bench with the pistol, of course, looking to try and shoulder peek the tap. But Magix is escaping right now.
Hello, window. Travis.
Welcome back, Hayes.
Thank you. Didn't want to interrupt you there, but it looks like Magix is going to take his time.
Yeah, he's fine here. I reckon Blue Jays are winning this pistol now.
Yeah, shouldn't be any chance for him to have an impact. 13 seconds. I know exactly where he's coming from as well. Would need some sort of a miracle if he was going to clutch this one out. And there we go. Well timed on the peak 11-5. Apologies about disconnecting there, guys. Lost power, but all's well and ends well. We're back and we can catch the
got a generator
around.
ready and ready to go.
When you live in South Africa and you have as many power issues as you do, and you want to try and work on a career that requires electricity,
internet,
it's important. Either way, I'm glad I made it back to see the pistol round, and I guess Blue Jays have done the bare minimum to keep their hopes alive here on Mirage by winning said pistol round.
Yeah, they won the last couple of rounds of the half as well in the end. The last round was quite well sorted out right then, quite comfortable one in the end, so no problem. I'm going to have a drink, take it away for a second, Hayes.
All right, well, I mean, fair enough. Deserve a bit of a breather. Is going to be a full eco that comes through from Team Spirit. Just Glocks, a couple P250s as well, but really nothing to speak of. Should be no potential threat or pitfalls in this round. However, we have already seen Blue Jays lose one full anti-eco round. They were playing up against just USPs and a P250, and they dropped the ball in the most dramatic fashion possible. So
I still can't believe that happened.
I can't write this round off entirely, Trav. That's called being a fool, man. Because, well, we've already had egg on our face once. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I won't be fooled again.
Indeed. No problem this time. Necrogenesis will run down magics with the MP9, and that's some nice money farmed up. 2 for Aid Kit, 2 for Danny, and 1 for Necro as well. So Team Spirit 11-6, they now have their full buy available to them, of course, after the full eco. That's the way they do it these days. 2 MP9s, a FAMAS, and 2 M4s against a full 5 AKs. If Blue Jays can find a way to win their bonus round here, they are very much back in the game.
That's true. I mean, it would be a beautiful way for them to get back into this if they're able to win this round. It's actually a full bonus round, right? Because if they do lose here, they'll certainly be able to afford a buy in the next round. So they've got a bit of breathing room for almost the first time on this map right now. Casanito going to be taking fighting towards Connector. He still continues to force the issue. This guy's got massive bolts right now, and he's still going to live to tell the tale as well.
A really important opening. 19 HP to spare as well. I said that Blue Jays CT side could be the thing that saves them in this game. Let's see how well they can recover it. Aid Kit will push aggressively. Maybe that wasn't necessary considering he's one of the players with the rifle. Oh, actually, no. Was that right? Oh, I'm not sure. I think he dropped an M4. No? He had 2 M4s in this round, I think. If I'm not mistaken.
This is as good as mine. Dexter, though, either way, he's taking down another player. And I think that actually kind of shifts the round, especially when you see Patsy's position.
There we go.
Great awareness there. Casanito will eventually be taken down, brings it into the 4 versus 2. Where do Team Spirit go from here is the question, Trav. They've got options available. Looking like B would be the better of the 2. It seems like that's where they're going to be gravitating as well.
Yeah, as I said, I was just surprised that Aid Kit went aggressive in that sort of situation. I mean, maybe he wouldn't expect Siren to be under in that particular situation at that point in the round, but he gave up his life for that. And now it's a tough one for Blue Jays to recover. Danny's shown his presence in toward market, trying to tap them as they cross to the site. He checks Dexter cleanly, but that's such a hard angle to win an easy fight. And you know, half your body gets shown immediately before you even take a duel.
Yeah,
so it looks like
and you can't overexpose yourself either, right? Because if you do, then you drop off and your aim gets like reset. So you've got a very small margin for error, essentially. Movement has to be pinpoint. Necrogenesis at least going to be able to save the M4. He's had a rough time so far, right? Only 8 kills on the map. I mean, 7 for Kicksan and then 8 for Aid Kit as well. Not like they're having a great time of it either. But they're going to need Necrogenesis to up his game here, the recent addition. 12-6. Team Spirit pick up the first gun round. Was a bonus round for the CT side, so we'll still see a full contingent of weapons coming into this next round. But yeah, Team Spirit, bit of a landmark round there, right? Always good. Always feels good to win your first T round. It feels like everybody just settles into the equation at that point. The nerves kind of calm down a little bit as well. I think the belief increases once you've done it for the first time as well.
Yeah, that's a really important round to take, especially when you're on T as well, right? Like, if you'd have lost to the bonus round, it could have been a big deal. As I say, Aid Kit, I just look back on it, I'm pretty sure he did have a rifle, so that was a pretty big gun to lose, pushing when you had some sort of handlehold on the round, right? When you on a bonus buy, like he gave that one up a little bit too easily. Could just stayed on site and tried to play a bit more defensively in that situation. Who knows? Probably wouldn't have changed much in the end because all the kills did come through, but still. Patsy. Oh, it's a wild one in Connector. Just about takes Kicksan, and Kicksan possibly would have taken Dexter if Patsy didn't step in there.
Patsy did majority of the entry work in the RMR for Team Spirit. He finds the opening kill here in this round as well. Did a damn good job of it as well, I must say. Very impressive. Picking up a lot of slack for the team. Is going to be a 5 versus 4. What do Blue Jays do to respond? They have got players on the right side of the map, Trav. Necrogenesis in a forward position, player in snipers, player in jungle, and it will be 8kit who gets his AWP frag as well, and that's going to be making sure that there's, no control time taking Team Spirits. On the opposite side of the map, Castanito finds one before he goes down, and that makes things really awkward for Necrogenesis as Siren continues to frag out.
Siren is proving to be such a strong aspect of this team at the moment, and Magic's always even holding for the possibility of a player coming through ramp. That's absolutely disgusting. And 8kit, despite the fact he got that kill early on, with a glass cannon AWP, he has no choice but to save. Hits a nice little jump there. Launders would like that one. Little wall hop, of course, off the edge of the van onto the balcony, but unfortunately that's all he really has to show for this round. Team Spirit, thanks to Siren mostly, those quick 2 entries. Castanito, as you said, did actually really well to get 1, considering he was double swung. But as it is, it's another save.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough pill for Blue Jays to swallow as well, I think. You consider that this was the bonus, the bonus round was the previous, this was their full gun round that they were sort of falling back on. This was the insurance policy, and losing this means it's 13-6, no money in the bank. They're going to have to eco around this AWP. No two ways about it. And unfortunately, Mirage, which has just always proven, Blue Jays, if they lose Mirage, it's almost always like a close loss. They've lost 16-11 and 16-11, and those are the only 2 losses they've had in the past 2 months on the map, not 3 months. So still, 16-11 is somewhat competitive, right? Like, they never get destroyed on Mirage, and Team Spirit are kind of doing that right now.
That's true, but I do agree with you what you said earlier, Hayes. They kind of only have themselves to blame, really. It would have been... I reckon it probably would have been a 9-6 half if they didn't have the issues, shall we say, against killing default pistols in round 2. And of course the chopper clutch as well, which could have easily changed the course of the half. Could have even won it. Could have completely changed the complexion of the half. They'll be looking back at that and, yeah, probably saying, well, you could be a lot closer. At the moment, Team Spirit looking too strong. And the form from the RMR is continuing.
Yeah, great to see it. And also, obviously, this would be a little bit of an area for them to get to tinker with parts of their game, right? Like, this is a Swiss stage, so even if, God forbid, they did go on to lose the match against Blue Jays, it's an opportunity for them to maybe still just work on one or two elements of their game. Fast-paced round in towards the B sides. Unfortunately for Blue Jays, it's only Kickstand who's there with the USP, hiding in the smoke right now. This feels like a bit of a nightmare situation. This is some nightmare fuel. I mean, you can't do anything. It's like one of those dreams where you try punch, but you just can't. All you can do is your fist just like does no damage. It doesn't connect. Right? There's no such thing as punching in your dream.
No,
but
running on the spot.
Yeah, as I was saying, just to finish off that point for Team Spirit, it does feel like this is a good opportunity for them to even just iron out a few things going into the major, right? So,
yeah,
I'd imagine that they're not playing at like, this isn't the same sort of mentality they'll have when they play at the major. We've seen obviously Dexter like re-peaking a lot and making some aggressive plays. So I'm just saying this is probably a chance for them to express themselves a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a sort of event, right, where a lot of the teams who are the super good teams who didn't qualify for the major also have a chance to put things right and feel a bit better about their play. So, Spirit are the one team that did make it, and they're still looking to try best their previous form and to improve themselves ahead of one of their biggest events of the year. Obviously, we have yet to find out who the playoff invite teams will be as well. We know the Swiss invite teams, but we don't know who will be invited to the playoffs. So there'll be some quality teams in there. Looking forward to seeing who they are.
You know what we do know, Trav?
Go on.
That you and I. Oh, yeah. We've got something to get excited about, don't we?
We do. Do you want to just save that for a little bit, maybe?
Fine. Yeah. All right. Maybe follow us on Twitter and you guys will find out.
Yeah, exactly. Keep the fans wanting. Anyway,
yeah,
we're out ramp already on round 21. 14-6 Team Spirit going super aggressive, no hesitation, trying to put this game to bed. Necrogenesis is already down to 8 points of health. That's not a good start. Spirit have shown a lot of presence, but the bomb is nowhere near.
I kind of love what they've done with the situation as well. Like, Magic's completely pulls out altogether. 8kit will get a frag though. That's a big pick in towards middle. I suppose, with the shenanigans that went on towards ramp and Blue Jays losing control and information of Tetris, they had to do something in response, and Necrogenesis repositioning towards CT will get a frag as well. So pieces falling into place here for Blue Jays in this all-important gun round, but the job's certainly not done just yet. Siren's not going to check his corners, but he still gets the kill. Not like this, Danny. You need to get that frag every single day of the week.